1, check 2. Oh, that's right. Oh, I didn't do that. We got just the 2.
No, I mean, YouTube. Test, test. I can't even hear myself. Test. So we need to have to see it's not. Where's 4? It's got to be back this way. Are you talking to somebody? Who? YouTube right now and check. Are we on? Hello, hello? Did you tell her I'm calling her? Waste of time if you're not telling her that. Test, test, test. Testing, 1, 2, test, 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 test. Got anything on that? Okay. EB123, EB123, and the time is 6:50. 6:55. 6:55. EB123, EB123, 6:55. Thank you. Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me there, Evie? Test, test, test. Testing 1, 2. Test, test. Talk again. Wasn't that? Speak again. Test, test, test. 1, 2. It needs to be sent. You just send that. Test, test. Okay. Test, test. Welcome, everyone, to Roswell, New Mexico. It's time for Hobbs Eagle basketball on Cool 95.7, the Cool 95.7 app, also HobbsAmerica.com, and we're also on YouTube tonight, live on video. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you, and Evie Stuber back at the station. Hobbs Eagles in a must-win game as they take on the Roswell High Coyotes. The Eagles coming off an unfortunate loss at Tasker Arena on Tuesday night, 58-51 to Carlsbad. That was a game that only saw one person in double digits, and that was Jalen Gore. He did stroke 4 3-pointers in that contest and was also the Max Preps player of the game because of those scoring numbers. Also in the scoring column for the Eagles, getting close to a double-double, Aaron Mora with 9 points and 8 rebounds. Ronnie Ross dumped in 9 points as well, and Isaiah Lewis had 8 points and 4 rebounds. Unfortunately, Isaiah Lewis will not play tonight. He is at home. And, of course, another guy, too, Jaden Miller, did not suit up for this ball game. So Eagles will be 2 down in terms of a starter and a sub coming off the bench. Now, against this Carlsbad team, The problem with the Eagles was giving up a one-player type situation. The same thing that happened with Roswell a few weeks ago. Remember that Barola kid hit the Eagles for a total of 31 points in that Roswell victory, which was 68-58 at Tasker Arena. So Eagles have to do a better job of shutting down their opponents in terms, even if it's just one guy that tends to be a top scorer. But that point guard for Carlsbad was all over the court in that game this past week. The Eagles only shot 34% from the field, 29% from three-point range, and that was Jalen Gore. He was 4 of 14 from that perimeter shot. And the Eagles not too bad on the free throw line, 7 of 10 for 70%. Hobbs did have a lead of about 3 points, about 5 minutes left in the ball game, but Carlsbad coming back to pick up the victory in that one. And that's kind of making a mess of the standings at this point in time. Roswell is starting to pull away. A 3-0 record at this point, and then a logjam for second at 1-2 record. So that's definitely going to be a big thing tonight. Teams know that we're going to head to this second round of games. This is the first game of the second round. Hobbs, Carlsbad, and Clovis sitting with 1-2 records. So every game has got to be a win from here on out for all three of these other teams below Roswell. Each of them will have a shot again at the Coyotes to try to knock them out of the perch. And the team that got the closest to them was Carlsbad. They lost in overtime by 3 points. In fact, Carlsbad had a chance to win it in regulation. They had a late turnover. Roswell able to tie up the ball game, and then they went on to get that victory by 3 points. So that was a close call for Roswell. The Hobbs Eagles, of course, I mentioned before, lost by 10 to the Coyotes before. But the Eagles do have the win over Clovis, which is a big one as well. We had that 2-point victory last week on Friday night. So lots of things have to look better for the Eagles, the shooting from the outside. And Hobbs has got one of its lowest point production numbers of the career of the Eagles. They're averaging this season just 54 points a game. Now, if you just kind of compare to the 2019 and 20 season, Hobbs is averaging 71 a game. 2018 was 82 points a game, 17 was 89, and 2012 was 68. So these numbers are pretty low for Hobbs. They're shooting from the outside, not really where they want it to be at this point in time as well. The Eagles, so far this season, shooting 40% from the field. Now, the real lowest numbers, you go all the way back to 1953 when the numbers started for Hobbs history. They averaged 52 points back in those days without the three-point shot. So you got to say, really, the shooting is where it needs to improve. Eagles defense on the pressure D that we saw against even Carlsbad this past Tuesday night did get some dividends going on. There was some layup points, etc. So that's always been there. But shutting down the Stars, other teams like Barola tonight will be one key, and also getting some good outside shots and crashing those rebounds as well. The last time these two teams play, once again, Roswell with a 10-point victory. Hobbs did get some guys in the double-digit column. They had a couple of 16s from Isaiah Lewis, who will not play tonight, as I mentioned. And Jalen Gore also was 16 in the game. He had a couple of three-pointers in the contest and was 2 for 3 from the line. Aaron Mora picked up a double-double at Tasker Arena against the Coyotes. He had 12 points, 15 rebounds, and was 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. The Eagles out-rebounded Roswell 36-34, so they did a overall better job with guys stepping up, getting off the glass. Besides Mora's 15 rebounds, they also had 5 for Michael Mackey and 4 for Isaiah Lewis, and Ethan Van Landingham coming off the bench for 4 rebounds. One problem the Eagles had in that game against the Coyotes was turnovers. They finished with 23, but Roswell coughed up the ball quite a bit as well. They had 21 turnovers. So they got to take care of business on this visiting court. We'd like to give the Coyotes their first loss in the district season so far as they sit at 3-0. We're going to take a 2-minute break and get ready for more of the pregame show here in Roswell as the Hobbs Eagles take on the Roswell Coyotes. Stay with us live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Let's get that to 90, please. 90 seconds. Thank you. Back live here in Roswell. Ty Print here with you as the Hobbs Eagles get ready to take on the Roswell Coyotes. This is the second matchup between the two teams. First time it was a 10-point win for the Coyotes, 68-58. Now, some of the keys the Eagles have to look for in this game is to shut down Taman Barola. He had 31 the last time the two teams played, was 10 of 11 from the charity stripe. In the second quarter, 6 for 6 from the line. The Eagles got to get a better job of denying the basketball inside to him. Make sure he doesn't get the easy put-throughs in the paint. He only had 2 rebounds, though, so he's mostly hurting him on the free throws and on the shooting from the outside of the perimeter. So that's definitely something Hobbs will have to look at. Rhett Stokes also had 16 in that game and a total of 5 rebounds. He's one of their top scorers on the season as well. So I think those two guys got to get shut down in order to get this a W for the Hobbs Eagles. Currently, Jalen Gore for Hobbs, averaging 16.6 a contest. He leads the team with 16 three-pointers and also the leader in assists at 4.1. Of course, Mr. Mora, Aaron Mora, 13 points a game, second leading scorer, also the top rebounder at 11.7. Another starter for the Eagles, Michael Mackey, averaging 7.5 points a game, and also the leader in steals at 2.7. Jesus Ramos is averaging 7.4 a ball game, one of the top rebounders as well at 3.7. Katre Morgan back in uniform for the second game in a row. He'll be a starter as well. We'll take a break and come back live after the national anthem. Starting lineup starting here at Roswell's gym as the Eagles are being announced first in the black uniforms, white numbers, and gold trim. They'll take on the Roswell Coyotes, who will be wearing their white homies along with the red and black trim. We were talking about some of the Eagles scoring and statistics on some of these individuals before the break. We were talking about Katre Morgan in his second game. He was out for 3 contests prior to the Carlsbad game on Tuesday. He's averaging 8 points a contest and is currently second on the team in rebounds at 5.5. So those are your players that will start again. Michael Mackey, Jesus Ramos, Jalen Gore, Katre Morgan, and Aaron Mora. Eagles are shooting 40% from the field, 25% from three-point range, and 60% from the free throw line. Hobbs has had 18 turnovers a contest up to this point in time and averaging about 13 steals a game. Coach would like to see those numbers a little bit more balanced in terms of defense, leading to the offensive numbers. And for the Roswell High Coyotes, they will start Talon Sanders, Freddie Anaya, Rhett Stokes, T.J. Fletcher, and Taman Barola. And take a look at some of those numbers. Barola's averaging 23 points a contest. He is also one of the top rebounders, currently second with 5.3 a ball game. So those numbers aren't really big for him. As like I mentioned before, he only had 2 rebounds against the Eagles the last time they played. Fletcher averages 7.6 points a game and also 3 rebounds a contest. Alonzo Acosta, 8 points and 8 rebounds a game. He kind of hurt the Eagles with double-digit scoring the last time they played. Rhett Stokes, the second leading scorer on the team at 13.3 a contest. and Talon Sanders at 4.4 points a game. Roswell shooting 46% from the field, 29% from three-point range, and 73% from the free throw line, a little bit better than the Eagles. In terms of turnovers, they're averaging just about the same as Hobbs at 17.9 a contest, but they've only got 10 steals a game, so the Eagles really lead in that category in terms of going after the basketball and getting it away from their opponent. Hobbs could take advantage of that in this game. Very important to a win to come away from a visiting team and get that record even up at 1-1 against the Coyotes. According to the Max Preps New Mexico Class 5A high school basketball poll, even after the loss Tuesday, Hobbs currently sits at number 3. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be updated after the Carlsbad game or they're going to wait till this game tonight to see if that will stay that way. Carlsbad currently at 6, but at number 2 are the Roswell Coyotes, who have that record right now of 9-1. So every game that's left on the schedule for the Eagles in the district, definitely important, as well as the other teams, as we mentioned, currently in second with Hobbs, Carlsbad, and Clovis all sitting with 1-2 records. Of course, Carlsbad beat Hobbs, so they have a +1 in terms of matchups there, and the Eagles beat Clovis. Hobbs basketball to start this first quarter. They'll have it at half court due to the COVID regulations, as it will be a throw-in from the half court line, and that will be for the Eagles, Jalen Gore. Roswell will send 2 defenders up near the half-court stripe as well to get a little bit of pressure to the Eagles. And the rest of the 6 guys, 3 for the Eagles and 3 for the Coyotes in the paint right now. Hobbs 3 across the free throw line and 3 in the paint for Roswell. The inbound to the backcourt and bringing it across for Hobbs to get this started is Jesus Ramos. Throws an alley-oop backdoor to Mora, goes up with a push shot over the right rim, no good. On the right block, rebound for the Coyotes is Taman Barola. Outlet to the near sideline is Stokes. Cross-court right to the hands of Barola. He'll bring it across, crossover move, jump stop in the left elbow, puts it up top to Stokes. Stokes 3 out the front of the rim, no good. Rebound on the fadeaway in the paint by Fletcher. Gets his own rebound as it came off the iron, his second board. Finds Barola top of the circle. Over to left wing is Fletcher, drives the lane, a righty shot over the rim, hits the back of the glass as well, no good. Long rebound on the far sideline by Jesus Ramos. Eagles going from left to right, drives the left baseline. Flicks it back down the lane. Double clutch over the front of the iron by Michael Mackey. Puts it over the rim for 2. His first bucket. Eagles up 2-0 with 7:10 left first quarter. Trap pressure defense for Hobbs. They'll go with the 2-2-1. Ball to the half court to Stokes. He'll throw a long one down the right corner to Naya. Fakes a 3, drives right baseline. Underneath the hoop off the dribble. Over to left corner to Barola. Dumps it down the paint to Sanders. Double clutch out the left side of the rim. He's rejected from behind by Aaron Mora, but they call the foul late on the play, and that will be a 2-shot situation for Roswell. Actually not going to call that on Mora. Instead, they'll have Jesus Ramos with his first. He was in the area as well, and the first team foul. So that will put on the line for the Coyotes Sanders. First shot is up and hard off the front of the rim, no good. Sanders at 50% this season and missed that one, so he'll drop below. He'll get one more. Still 2-0. Hobbs with the bucket from Michael Mackey to lead it. One more shot is up, and it is a swish for Sanders. He went 1 of 2 from the line. Hobbs basketball up by 1, 2-1. Inbound to the near right corner. As Gore takes a second, sends it over to the far sideline to Mackey, throws it across to Morgan, coming down the right side of the lane. He gets a block on him. He lays it up and in off the right glass. Count the basket, and a chance for a 3-point play. Morgan took it right at Taman Barola. That's his first team foul. And the coach Barola, which is his dad, says there should have been a call before the shot. Thought it was a block foul on the floor. But Morgan to try to take advantage of that with a 3-point play if he can put this free throw through. Morgan shooting on the season at 57%. The Eagles as a team at 60%, and he nails the free throw. Eagles up early, 5-1, a 4-point lead, 6:47 left first quarter. A floater to the timeline. Sanders one-hands it across to Stokes. Pass down to the left corner, drive middle to paint as Anaya gets it stripped away from Morgan. Sends it ahead to Gore to the rack with a little scoop off the right rim, no good. Mora puts it back up with a layup on the left side and puts it through. A banker for Mora. Eagles now up 7-1, a 6-point lead. Roswell having some issues so far. Into the front court after pass as Acosta spins, leans and shoots over the front of the iron, off the glass and counts it. First bucket for Alonzo Acosta. He came off the bench just seconds ago. 7-3, Eagles down by 4. Passes Chuck to Gore on the near sideline, overthrown by Michael Mackey from the deep left corner. It sails out of bounds at the time stripe. Both teams with a turnover apiece. 4-point Eagle lead as the bouncer comes into the backcourt to Freddie Anaya. Dumps it down to the right corner to Stokes. 3 on the way and good. Right over the outstretched hands of Ramos that time. First bucket for Anaya. He got a tray. 7-6. Eagles by 1. Coming across the timeline with the passes back into Ramos. Coming down the paint, leads and shoots with 2 hands. Bounces out the back of the rim. Rips down his own rebound in the left block. Backdoor to Mora, who lays it in with 2 hands off the glass. Back-to-back buckets for Mora. He's got 4. 9-6. Eagles by 3 with 5:38 left opening quarter. Pass to Anaya across the timeline, midcourt. Sends it down right corner to Barola. Fadeaway 3 out the back of the iron. Mora loses the ball on the right baseline, but it's knocked out at the last second by Sanders, and it'll go back to the Eagles. Hobbs will spread it out in the half court in the back because they've got a man up on each player at this point. And now Coach Reeves will go to his bench and bring in Ethan Van Landingham for his first action in the contest. He'll come in the backcourt as one of the guards. Him and Gore trying to communicate who's going to be on which side, and finally it's going to be a pass to Gore. He has to track it down. Almost went out of bounds in the left corner. Bounces it back deep to Ramos. Still in the backside. A double team against him. Slings it to the timeline to Morgan. A high pass to Van Landingham. Right side of the lane. Dumps it back door to Mora. Turnaround Jay at the left block and scores. Mora is on fire with 6 points to lead the Eagles in the first. 11-6 Eagles. In the front court, Freddie Anaya. Top of the arc. Van Landingham gets screened. Dribbles to the right wing. Does Anaya. Hands it off behind him. And right off to Barola, who gets reached in on by Ramos. Ramos shaking his head no on that far sideline, but for him, that'll be his second personal. And the second team foul against the Eagles. Coach Reeves has got to bring out Ramos, and Ramos is trying to tell coaches, hey, I'm just sliding with him. Fortunately, the foul call regardless. Ross will come in for Ramos, and the inbound of the backcourt to Talon Sanders. Throws it across the line to Stokes, right wing, crossover move. Dump it in the right corner to Barola for 3. This time he nails it. Coach's son, Taman Barola, second tray of the game for the Coyotes, who trail by 2, 11-9. Hobbs up by the deuce. Coming across the timeline after a pass from Morgan is Gore on the right wing, front court. Comes back to the timeline, sends the ball to the right wing to Morgan. Tamora in the right corner, 18-footer, swishes it through. 8 points for Mora, 8 of the 13 the Eagles have on the scoreboard. 13-9, Hobbs with 4:20 left first quarter. Long pass down to the right corner. Barola goes right baseline, spins out of it, double team with Ross and Mora. And then a reach foul as Ross tried to slap at the ball. Morgan was in there as well. 3 black jerseys on top of 1 for the Coyotes. And they're going to call the foul against Cartre Morgan, his first, 3rd team foul. On the court for the Eagles for the first time tonight, Tyler Box, as he'll come in for Cartre Morgan. Left baseline inbound for Barola and the Coyotes, who trail by 4. Having some trouble finding anybody open. Finally does to the right block to Acosta. Kick it back right corner to Barola. His 3 out the back of the rim. Pulled down in the left block by Sanders. Goes back door, waiting for it's Acosta to lay it in for 2 on the right glass. He's got 4. 13-11, Eagles by 2. Here comes Box up the near sideline. Double team. Cross court left to Ross. He's in the front court, left wing. Spots up a 15-footer inside the three-point arc. Gets his own rebound as it comes off the rim. Goes back up with it, but it's rejected from behind by Taman Barola, out of bounds on the right baseline. Eagles basketball. Now a Roswell sub. Checking in is TJ Fletcher, one of the starters. Gore will inbound from the right baseline, leading by 2 with 3:51 left opening quarter. Gore looks towards the paint. Nobody getting open there. Checks it back late to Van Landingham. Top of the circle. Drives the lane. Back door on Ross, but overthrows it. A little sidewinder pass that time. Little wraparound action, and it goes out of bounds. Turnover number 2 for the Eagles. One of the officials warning a Roswell player to get the mask up. Freddie Anaya obliges him. Pulls up the blue mask. He gets the inbound and cross courts it left to Stokes. Back over to right side to Anaya. Gets a double team, throws it across the timeline, far sideline to Acosta. Jump stop on the right wing. Bounce pass to Stokes, left wing, up top to Anaya. Gore's going to slide with him. One-hand bouncer to Barola in the right corner. Backs into Ross. Turnaround jumper from the right elbow. Off the side of the iron, no good. Ball's loose on the court, picked up by Mora, left side of the paint. His second rebound. Lost the ball across the timeline, right back to Roswell on the steal. Third Eagle turnover. They'll send it ahead to Stokes, left wing. His 3 in and out, no good. Rebound on the right block by Fletcher, his 3rd rebound. Sends it down the lane, coming down with it is Barola. Double clutch over the right rim and scores. Barola now with 5 points. It's tied at 13, and we've got a timeout on the court. 3:04 remaining, first quarter. 13 Hobbs, 13 Roswell. Back in 30 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back live in Roswell, Ty Friend and Ron Gunner with you. Evie Stuber back at the station. It's Hobbs basketball tied up at 13 with Roswell. In the front court on the left wing, driving the lane. Mackey gets it stripped from behind, but saved right back for the Eagles. Mackey goes backdoor and a layup on the right side put in by Ronnie Ross. His first bucket. 15-13 Eagles. Double team in the backcourt against Sanders in the deep right corner. Sends up midcourt to Stokes. Gets it across to Acosta. Comes down the lane with a jump shot and a foul called on the block. Might be before the shot, though. Roswell wants it to count, but I think they're not going to give it to him. They'll call the foul on Mackey, his first 14th foul before the shot. So it'll be Roswell basketball on the right baseline. Barola to inbound. Eagles by 2, 15-13. Their biggest lead has been 4 in this ball game. Barola's got to send it back deep to the left wing to Stokes. Back to Barola left corner, double team. Up top to Stokes, swing it right side to Sanders, drives the free throw line, kicks it down to the right corner to Fletcher. Fadeaway three off the side of the rim, no good. He chases it down on the right wing, though. Fletcher, his 4th rebound. Over to left wing to Sanders, 3 on the way, no good. Rebound top of the circle from Stokes. He'll send it down to Barola, left baseline. He gets double teamed. Morgan and Van Landingham, tough pressure on him. Unloads to Stokes in the left corner. He'll take a few dribbles down the left baseline. A backdoor bounce pass all the way to the right corner to Sanders. Sends it back to Barola, left wing. Takes a spin. Dumps it left corner. Faking a 3 is Fletcher. Goes baseline. A fade shot at the back of the rim. So, saved by the Eagles on the boards by Michael Mackey. Mackey will bring it across the timeline with 1:50 left first quarter. 15-13 Eagles. He's going to slow up the offense just a bit. Guarded by Fletcher on the far sideline. Goes through his legs. Gets a screen from Morgan. Dumps it back to Morgan. Morgan gets bumped to the lane, knocked to the floor, and stolen away by Fletcher, turnover number 5. He'll send it ahead to a breaking Stokes with a scoop layup on the right side and puts it through. Stokes with his first bucket. Roswell has 5 scores so far and 4 for the Eagles. Tied up at 15. Slow down time for Michael Mackey as he brings it across the timeline against Stokes midcourt. Finds Ross on the left wing, cross court right to box. Tries to get it back to Ross on the give and go. Ball thrown behind his teammate, stolen by Roswell. And that'll be turnover number 6. They try to throw a long one up court. And we got a reach foul on the baseline on the save. I think they'll call this against Van Landingham. So that will be Van Landingham's first personal and the 15th foul against the Eagles. Roswell have it on the left baseline, tied up at 15 with 1:10 remaining. The Coyotes have yet to lead in this ball game. Everybody getting a man-to-man situation here defensively. Barola will be the inbound from the left baseline. Looking desperately to get it in. Finally throws a high one in to the right side of Costa. Flicks it to the right wing to Damian Morales, who just checked in. Give it go to Costa, middle of the paint, and they call the reach foul. 3 Hobbs Eagle defenders converged on Acosta that time as they call the foul against Tyler Box, his first 16th foul. 6 fouls on the Eagles and just 1 on the Coyotes. Barola inbound from the left base with 1:03 left first quarter. Again, 15 all. Big pile of people banging into each other. We got a whistle, and it's a 5-second violation. Roswell's 3rd turnover, and the Eagles have it now on the baseline of the backcourt. Aaron Moore returns for Hobbs, but Morgan will inbound from the baseline as Roswell play the half-court defense. Inbound to Gore. He'll bring it across with 1 minute left first quarter. Top of the circle. Continues his dribble to the right wing. Top of the arc against a 2-3 zone. Finds Box near the timeline. Alley-oop backdoor. It's deflected by Ross over to Gore, who shoots up a 15-footer on the right side off the glass and counted his first bucket. Eagles have had 5 scores now. They lead by 2, 17-15. Into the front court, stop and go dribble for the Coyotes. Sanders, Mora's on top of him. Sends it down to the left block, going to the rack with it. Left side over the rim is Acosta, no good. And pulled down by Morgan for the Eagles. That's his first rebound. Sends it ahead to Gore with the runner shot coming down the lane. He misses off the back of the rim and pulled down by Acosta. Sends it to the mid-stripe. Bring it across Barola. He'll give it out to the left wing to Sanders. Sanders down the lane, has a man, Acosta, with a double clutch on the right block. He gets pushed and falls backward. Ball comes off the iron right side, but he'll get 2 free throws. As they call the foul on Aaron Mora, that's his first, 17th foul. So Roswell will be in the bonus the rest of the first half. We still got 14 seconds left in the first quarter. On the line is Alonzo Acosta. You have to shoot a free throw in this game. He's shooting 61% this season from the charity stripe. Roswell right now is 1 for 2 from the line. Both free throws attempted by Sanders. Costa's first free throw is up and a swish. He's got 5 points to lead the Coyotes, along with Barola. Eagles have 8 from Aaron Mora, 3 for Morgan, and 2 apiece for Mackey, Ross, and Gore. Back on the court for the Coyotes, T.J. Fletcher. And 1 more free throw now for Alonzo Acosta. Coyotes 2 for 3 from the line. Trying to tie it up at 17 with his second free throw. Shot is up, and it is in and out, no good. Ripped down underneath the hoop by Mora, already his 3rd rebound. Sends it to the timeline to Gore. The box coming down the right lane, little finger roll. Misses out the front of the rim. Gore with the rebound, right fadeaway. Outside the paint that time and puts it through. Gore with 4 points and a rebound. A half-set court shot at the buzzer is well short. And the Eagles will go at the end of first with a 3-point lead, 19-16 over Roswell. We'll take a 60-second break and come back on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Ready for second quarter action here in Roswell. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you. Evie Stuber back at the station as the Eagles lead Roswell 19-16. Eagles had 8 points from the first quarter for Aaron Mora, 4 for Jalen Gore, 3 for Katre Morgan, and 2 for Mackey and Ross. For the Roswell Coyotes, 5 apiece for Alonzo Acosta and Taman Barola, 3 for Anaya, 2 for Stokes, and 1 for Sanders. Hobbs with a 3-point lead as we head into the second quarter. The rebounding situation for Hobbs, they've had a total of 9, and that's compared to 8 for Roswell. Driving the lane on the right side, going with a high layup over the rim, though. Talon Sanders, he gets pushed in the back, and he'll get a chance for free throws to start this second quarter. They called the foul on Michael Mackey. That's his second. 8 fouls now, 1 for Roswell. As going to the line will be Sanders. He is 1 for 2 from the charity stripe so far. And the team is 2 of 4 for 50%. A brick off the front of the rim, though, but he'll get 1 more. 3-point Eagle lead, 19-16 here, 7:45 left second quarter. 2 more games left in the district schedule. Clovis and Carlsbad next week. Second shot, bounce around and good for Sanders. He's got 2 points. 19-17, Eagles by 2. Gore quickly in the front court. Sends it off to the left wing. Michael Mackey. High pass is deflected in the lane and taken away by Barola. That's a 7th turnover. And Barola's going to throw it across the timeline, far side to Sanders. Dumped down to the right corner to Morales. Drives the lane with a hook shot off the side of the rim. No good. A crash and a rebound pulled down as Mackey hits the floor hard on his hip and crashes down with opponent Damian Morales. They have a jump ball, Eagle basketball. And it looks like a little pressure going to be applied in the backcourt. Alonzo Acosta, 1-2-2 look for the defense. Pass to the timeline to Mackey. Sends it across to Moore on the left baseline. Turns in the lane, little hook in the paint, comes in and out of the rim, but he's fouled with a push in the back. So that'll put Moore on the line to shoot two. And they call the foul on Roswell. That's Alonzo Acosta's first, second team foul. And Moore on the line to shoot two. He's got 8 points to lead the Eagles. On the season, Aaron Moore is shooting 60% for the charity stripe. First shot is up and good. Eagles are now 2 for 2 from the line, 1 for Morgan and 1 for Mora. Moore is better, I guess, here. Mora leading the team with 9 points. And the second free throw off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound on the right side, pulled down by Morales. Pass to half court, almost stolen away by Gore, picked up by Acosta. Sends it to Barola in the right corner. Up top to Sanders. Takes his time, slid the pivot foot, no call. It's 2017. Finds Fletcher top of the circle, dumps it to the right block to Barola. Spinning, turning, and shot is on the way off the back of the rim, middle of the paint, no good. Mora with the rebound on the right block, his fourth. Sends it ahead to Gore. He takes to the rack, 1-2 and up on the right side off the back of the iron. Fletcher gets the rebound, his fifth, and he's pushed out of bounds. Looks like Trey Morgan had 2 hands on his back that time. So that'll be a foul against the Eagles. Let me double check on that number first. That is Morgan's second, 19th foul. That will be a bonus at the other end for Roswell, the 1-1. Now we got a 30-second timeout for Coach Reeves and the Eagles. He's going to have a discussion with the referee, and the ref put up a stop sign towards Reeves as Shelby wants to know whether or not Fletcher was kind of balancing on that baseline before even anybody came close to him. We'll take a 30-second break as well. Hobbs up by 3 over Roswell, 20-17, live on HobbsAmerica.com, Cool 95.7, and YouTube. Back in 30. Back live here in Roswell after an Eagle timeout. Free throw time for Roswell as Fletcher steps up, 1 for 1, and he's going to make the first. Fletcher's first point of the ball game for the Coyotes, and came into the contest shooting 43% from the charity stripe. He'll get one more. Coyotes trail by 2 to the Eagles, 20-18. Second shot for Fletcher is good, a swish. He's got 2 points. And he'll come out of the ball game. Checking in for him, Rhett Stokes for the Coyotes. Eagles still have Mora, Ross, Mackey, Gore, and Morgan. Morgan inbound on the right baseline of the backcourt. Gets it into Gore. He's going to pick up a triple team now. Pass up the near sideline to Mackey. He'll bring it across. Hard with the dribble down the right side of the lane. High arching layup off the glass and puts it through. Michael Mackey now at 4 points. 22-19. Eagles by 3 here with 6:30 left here in the second quarter. At the timeline is Sanders after a pass. Dribbles to the free throw line. Hippity hop. Gets caught on 2 defenders. And we got a jump ball. Looked like he might have traveled, but there was a hand on the basketball. Actually, 2 of them for the Eagles. It looks like it was Mackey and Ross that time with the jump ball call, and it will be Roswell ball on the right baseline. Coach Reese is telling him, quit the cheerleading, get on a man. They were excited about getting that jump ball. The inbound comes in. Barola gets it back. The inbound man gets swatted at. Ball loose in the middle of the paint. Picked up for the Eagles by Mackey. Sends it ahead to Gore. Double clutch off the right glass and scores over the top of Sanders. Jalen Gore now with 6 points, and the Eagles have their biggest lead at 5. That's going to cause Coach Barola to call a timeout for the Coyotes. 6:15 remaining here in the second. Hobbs 24, Roswell 19. We're back in 30 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. We're back after a Roswell timeout. The Eagles on a 5-3 run here, up by 5, 24-19, 6:10 left here in the second. Roswell with a quick passing game, getting across the timeline, down to Barola, left corner. Double team on him. Touch pass off to Sanders on the left wing. Sends it down left corner for Morales. His three is right through the net. Morales makes a dry spell in for Roswell. That's the third tray of the game for the Coyotes. Hobbs still by 2, 24-22. Gore fakes an NBA three as he comes across the timeline. Instead passes to Mackey on the right wing. A few dribbles towards the timeline. Spinning is Mackey. Comes down the right elbow. Kicks back to Gore on the left side. His three off the back of the rim on the perimeter. And pulled down in the paint by Barola. That's his second board. Sends it down to an open man in the left corner. Morales, his three this time out the front of the rim. Rebound on the left block by Sanders for Roswell. Fumbles it in the lane, and Gore picks it up for the Eagles. That was their fourth turnover. Gore comes down the lane, double clutch, and scores off the left glass coming down the paint. Jalen Gore now with 8 points, 4 in each quarter. 26-22. Eagles matching their biggest lead with 4. Rhett Stokes with the basketball, throws it across, right wing to Morales. Sends it to the paint, to Sanders at the free throw line. Shot off the mark. Rebound by Morgan at the free throw line. He gets hit on, and a foul. So Trey Morgan, his second rebound, and hit from behind by Damian Morales, his first foul and third on the Roswell Coyotes. 9-3 foul count in the favor of the Coyotes right now. And now Mackey will take a seat, getting a breather, and returning for the Eagles, Jesus Ramos. And Morgan also coming out. And checking in for him will be Tyler Box. Staying on the court is Ronnie Ross and Aaron Mora. 26-22 Eagles, 5 minutes left first half. Box in the front court left wing. Down the lane to Ross, back door to Mora. Reverse layup underneath the hoop from left to right. Put it through it for 2. He's got 11 to lead both teams. 28-22 Eagles by 6. That is their biggest lead of the game. Into the front court comes Stokes, top of the circle. Gives it back deep to Sanders. On the left wing, crossover right. Backs it out against Gore. Still outside the perimeter. Spins to the left elbow. Fakes a shot. Dumps it left corner to Stokes for 3 and nails it. 4 trays for the Coyotes, 5 points for Stokes. A 3-point Eagle lead. Quickly, Ramos in the front court, weaving through traffic. Scoop shot on the right side, comes out front of the rim. Rebound for Taman Barola for the Coyotes. Double team in the backcourt, in the deep right corner. Chucks it to half court to Sanders. They'll bring it across uncontested. Sends it to Moran Montes in the left wing. Down in the left corner, a 3 on the way for Stokes out the back of the rim, bouncing twice. Mora with the rebound, left corner of the court. That's Mora's 5th rebound. Sends it to the timeline, to Gore. No look pass to Ramos, right corner for 3 out the front of the rim. Rebound in the paint by Stokes for the Coyotes. Down the lane at the other end to Barola, but stolen away by Gore. Turnover number 5 for Roswell. Finds Ramos coming down the middle of the court. Dribbles to the free throw line. Back to Gore up top. NBA 3 is an air ball. It rolls out on the baseline. Roswell fans are yelling air ball here and clapping their hands. Just one missed shot's not going to hurt Gore, though. He'll be back stroking here in just a few seconds. 3:45 left here in the second. Hobbs still up by 3, 28-25. Man-to-man defense for the Eagles on the full court. Actually, they're going to back it out now and play some half-court D at the last second. Red Stokes will take the dribble up the far sideline. Sends it across to Sanders. Gore will pick him up top of the circle. Back to Stokes on the right wing. To Sanders left side. Down to the left corner, Miramontes. A bad pass in the paint, and Ramos rips it away. Turnover number 6 for the Coyotes. Ramos will come across the timeline, helping, trying to get his teammate to help out there as Gore comes back to get the pass on the near side. Stop and go dribble. Continues to the right block. Dumps it back to Ramos, right corner in the give and go, and he nails the 3. Big shot for Jesus Ramos. That's the first tray for the Eagles. 31-25. Hobbs up again by 6, second quarter. 3:05 remaining. Pass down to the right corner, front court to Miramontes for the Coyotes. Spinning to the baseline. He'll back it out against the defense of Mackey. 5-second count is on, and we got a reach foul called on the baseline official. Mackey looked like he was straight up, and Coach Reed's about 3 feet on the court, wanting to know what the call is. They call the body on Mackey, I should say. That's his 3rd personal, and the 10th foul against the Eagles. A double whammy there. And that will put on the line Ivan Miramontes. Miramontes shooting perfect on the stripe so far this season. 2 of 2, 100%. He'll get the double bonus here. Roswell 3 of 6 from the line for 50%. Trying to whittle down the 6-point deficit they have with the Eagles right now. Shot is up and in and out, no good for Miramontes. Ethan Van Landingham back on the court for Mackey, who has to exit with 3 fouls, but does have 4 points and a rebound. Looks like Morgan broke his face mask. One of the strings broke off there, so Coach Martinez has to get one for him, and he's ready to go with the brand-new mask. A fresh look out there. 6-point Eagle lead, pinning a free throw from Miramontes, who's 0 for 1 from the charity stripe. 2:55 left first half, Hobbs by 6. 2 dribbles for Miramontes, shot is up, and a swish for him. He's got his first point, and now a sub for Roswell as Coach's son comes back on. That is Taman Barola. He checks in for Miramontes, who just hit that free throw. 5-point Eagle lead. Inbound to make that Gore. No defense on him as he comes across the timeline. Looks like a 1-3-1 for Roswell on the defense. To Van Landingham on the right wing. Gets a post pass into the right elbow to Morgan. Outright corner to Ramos. 3 on the way. Off the back of the rim. He got flat. No call. They send it down to Box after a rebound from Morgan. Box with a double clutch over the front of the rim. Can't get it to drop. Another tip up for the Eagles. Count the basket and the foul. Right on the right side of the iron that time was Ramos. His 3rd rebound and 5th point. This coming in the 2nd quarter as they get a push foul against Roswell. See who they get that foul against. It looks like they'll charge T.J. Fletcher with his first. Just the 14th foul against the Coyotes. And Ramos a chance for a 3-point play. He came into the contest shooting 74% from the line. He is 2nd on the team behind Gore with 78%. Ramos all 5 of his points here in the 2nd quarter. Eagles up by 7, their biggest lead. Now make it 8 as he gets the free throw. 6 points for Ramos now. Hobbs up 34-26. 2:30 left in the half. Coming across the timeline is Stokes. Hands it off to Sanders. Back to Stokes on the right wing. Up top to Sanders. Fires up a 3 and swishes it. 5 3-pointers for the Coyotes. That's the first for Sanders. He's got 5 points. And the Ramos will come down to the other end of the court. Tries to get through 2 defenders on the right side of the paint. Stumbles ahead and gets a travel. 8 turnovers for Hobbs. 2:18 remaining in the second. 34-29. Eagles up by 5 over Roswell. Slowed the offense down a bit as Sanders coming across the time stripe against Gore. Unloads the ball over to Stokes on the right wing. Spin move to the far sideline. To the right base. Runs over Van Landingham. No call. He's flattened on the court and hurt. He hit his head on the court. Shots taken as a pass comes down the lane to Taman Barola. Van Landingham is flat on his back underneath the hoop. They didn't even stop the action. He is hurt bad. Holding his head right now. He got knocked to the floor on the initial drive, and Coach Reeves out on the court throwing the fist in the air was not a happy camper. They call the foul on Aaron Mora, his second, 11th team foul. They're going to count the basket as well for Alonzo Acosta, who is coming down the paint. That's his 7th point. Coach Reeves is livid out of the court now, and the referee's trying to sort things out. Van Landingham looks like he'll stay in the game. Actually, they might take him out now. The official says he was down for too long, and Tyler Box returns. So that'll put Alonzo Acosta, who's 1 of 2 on the line, back to the stripe, and Coach Reeves shaking his head now at the official. Van Landingham was down for about almost 10 seconds underneath the hoop, and that was on the Roswell side of the basket there. They still had a play going on the perimeter. Free throws up and good for Acosta. He's got 8 points, 2 for 3 from the line. 34-32, back to a 2-point Eagle lead. Ramos in the front court. Challenged by Sanders. He'll back it out on the far sideline. A screen from Morgan. One hands into Box on the right wing. He drives to the right elbow. Kicks up top to Ramos for 3 off the back of the rim high. And ripped down at the free throw line by Fletcher, his 6th rebound. Goes it across the timeline to Sanders with 1:35. Over to left wing to Stokes. His 3 out the back of the rim. Ripped down by Morgan on the left baseline for his 4th board. Outlet to the timeline. Coming across is Gore. Gore against Barola. Crossover to the free throw line. Bounce pass to Ramos. Right wing is 3 out the back of the rim. Ball loose in the paint. Picked up by Mora. 6th rebound. Goes back door to Morgan. Goes up with 2 hands and is fouled from behind. Shoved in the back. Ball comes over the rim, but he'll get 2 free throws. And a foul on Sanders. His first 15th foul. Morgan on the line to shoot 2. Yet to shoot. Yeah, he's got 1 free throw. 1 for 1. And does have 3 points. Right now, the Eagles with 11 total for Mora, 8 for Jalen Gore, and 6 for Ramos, all coming here in the 2nd quarter. Top scorer for Roswell is Acosta with 8. First free throw, a swish for Morgan. Trey Morgan now with 4 points. Perfect in the line, 2 for 2. Ronnie Ross will check in for Ramos. Morrow will stay on along with Box and Gore. And we'll get you some Lee County score updates here as Ron Gunter is going to keep us updated tonight. Lovington's in action, a couple other teams as well. Second shot for Morgan. Off the back of the rim, pulled down underneath by Morales. No good on the free throw. He tries to pass up the far side of the baseline to Acosta, and the ball gets knocked out off his leg, out of bounds. That'll be a Roswell turnover in their backcourt. That's their 7th. Eagles will have it on the right baseline, up by 3 with 1:13 left, second quarter. Gore will inbound. Underneath the Eagles hoop. Hobbs has 3 across from perimeter to perimeter, and 1 at the free throw line is Morgan. Gore faked an alley-oop, bounces into Morgan on the left wing. Touch pass to Gore, same side. Crossover move, goes baseline. 10-footer on the fade, hits the side of the backboard. Pulled down to the right block by Acosta, his 3rd rebound. Up ahead to Stokes on the right side, rejected by Moore on the layup, but tipped back and put in behind him by Acosta on the right glass. He's got 10 points and 4 rebounds. 35-34, Hobbs still by 1, 50 seconds left, second quarter. Box in the front court off the pass from Gore, right wing. Spots up an NBA 3, rainbow jumper off the rim. Ball tipped around in the paint, and it comes off the Eagles' hands off of Ross. It'll go out on the baseline left side. Roswell ball. Little delay for the official to make that call. As coming in now is Talon Sanders, as he'll check in for Damian Morales. Roswell could take the lead on this possession. It's going to be their first lead of the ball game as they trail by 1 to Hobbs, 35-34. 42 seconds left, first half. The bounce inside to Barola, far sideline. Cross court left to Sanders in the backcourt. They'll bring it across the timeline. Top of the arc. No Dia coming out on him. Got away with the travel with the jab step. Has a man wide open left corner for 3. Fletcher in and out. Rebound at the free throw line for the Eagles off the rim by Gore. That's his second board. They'll bring it across and slow it down. Coach Reeves wants to see some rotation with 20 seconds left in the half. Stop and go for Gore near the timeline. He'll keep it on the right side, well outside the perimeter. He'll take it to the free throw line, leans and shoots, gets hit in the head. Ball comes off the back of the rim on the J. He'll get a foul call there and a couple of free throws out of it. Came off the rim. He'll get the foul against Barola. That's his second, 16th foul against the Coyotes. And Gore getting his first free throw opportunities tonight on the season. He leads the team with 78% free throw shooting. Eagles are 3 of 6 from the line for 50%. Gore with 8 points, 4 in each quarter. First shot is up, and it's hard off the front of the rim. No good. He'll get one more, though. Trying to extend the 1-point lead, 35-34 with 11 seconds left, second quarter. One more shot for Gore. Second free throw is good, a swish. He's got 9. 2-point Eagle lead with 10 seconds. Eagles almost getting a steal, and finally getting it is going to be Ross in the right corner. Fumbles the ball, though, and it's taken right back by the Coyotes with 1 second. They try to pass it ahead, but it's thrown out of bounds at the other baseline. So both teams end up with a turnover to end the second quarter, but the Eagles hold on to a 2-point lead, 36-34 over Roswell. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle halftime show live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. We're at halftime here in Roswell. Ty Friend along with Ron Gunner and Evie Stuber back at the station as the Hobbs Eagles leading by 2 over Roswell, the 3-0 team in district right now, 36-34. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half. First of all, the leading scorer for Roswell, Alonzo Acosta, he's got 10 points. He's 2 for 3 from the charity stripe and has 4 rebounds. Nobody else in double digits, but a lot of guys with 5 points. Talon Sanders, he's got 5, 2 of 4 from the line and 2 rebounds. And Taman Barola, who's averaging 23 points a game. Tonight, only 5 points. He hit 1 tray, and he only scored in 1 quarter and has 3 rebounds. So the Eagles doing a job on him so far. Freddie Anaya hit a tray for 3 points. Damon Morales also hit a tray for 3. TJ Fletcher went 2 for 2 on the line for 2 points. And that about wraps it up. Actually, Ivan Moran-Montes went 1 of 2 from the line for 1 point. Roswell's hit 5 3-pointers in the first half, and they are 7 of 11 from the charity stripe for 63%. Their leading rebounder, TJ Fletcher, was 6, and 4 for Alonzo Acosta, 3 rebounds for Sebastian Mendoza, Taman Barola, and 2 apiece for Sanders and Stokes. They've had a total of 8 turnovers in the first half and 19 total rebounds. For your Hobbs Eagles, leading with double digits, Aaron Mora, 11 points and 6 rebounds. He is also 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Jalen Gore for 9 points so far with 1 of 2 free throw shooting and 2 rebounds to his name. Jesus Ramos has 6 points, all coming in the second quarter. Hit a tray and 1 for 1 on the charity stripe, plus 3 rebounds. 4 points for Michael Mackey and 4 for Katre Morgan, who is 2 of 3 from the line and is second on the team in rebounding with 4. Ronnie Ross coming off the bench for a bucket and 2 points. And that wraps up the scoring for the Eagles. They've had 6 in the books in the first half. Hobbs went 5 of 8 from the charity stripe for 62%. They were out-rebounded 19-17 with Aaron Mora with 6 boards, 4 for Morgan, 3 for Ramos, 2 for Gore, 1 apiece for Mackey and Ross. Eagles with 9 turnovers, 8 for Roswell. And I mentioned they did get out-rebounded 19-17. Hobbs is up 19-16 in the first quarter, and then were outscored in the second 18-17 by Roswell. We're going to take another 2-minute break, get you caught up with some of the Lee County scores and other scores from the district schedule tonight, as we'll come back in 2 minutes here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Back at halftime here in Roswell, the Hobbs boys leading over Roswell High 36-34. About 3 minutes away from the start of the second half. They've got senior night going on here in Roswell, so they're recognizing cheerleaders, drill team, basketball teams, etc. So Stick with us for the delay just a bit. We got some scores coming in. Ron Gunner been keeping us updated on some of these games. First in boys action, Lovington at Artesia. And heading into the fourth quarter right now, it's Artesia by 6, 45-39. So it's a pretty close ball game going on there in Artesia. A game from our district here with Hobbs. Carlsbad has defeated Clovis tonight, 46-37. That is a final, so Clovis is going to drop to 1-3 in district, and that pretty much seals their fate in terms of having any shot at the playoffs. So that was a big win for Carlsbad. They improved to 2-2, which makes it very important for Hobbs to get a win here tonight to stay at least in that second place standing with the records at this point in time. Of course, Roswell sitting at 3-0 with pretty much a 2-game lead over the rest of the field at this point. So we'll have to wait and see how that's going to all shake out towards the end. Earlier tonight, in case you missed it, the Hobbs JV pick up a 5-point win, 91-86. So definitely a big one there for the Hobbs Eagles. Now take a look at the girls' scores, of course, from Tasker Arena. This game is already over. And that's the Hobbs Lady Eagles going to 7-0 on the season. Perfect 4-0 in the district. Final 62-17 over the Roswell Lady Coyotes. A final with a 45-point victory for Coach Carpenter. And they will be the number one seed. You can guarantee that if things continue the way they do in district for that state tournament. One other game in the district tonight for girls action. Carlsbad with a 5-2 record leading number 4-4 Clovis, their record, 25-10. So the Cave Girls leading by 15 at the half. We're following some other games tonight. Tatum and Jowl boys are going head-to-head in Jowl. Hey, the Jowl Panthers, one of their best teams in the past years, 8-0 record as they take on the 2-4 Tatum Coyotes. We'll have Tatum and Jowl girls tonight as well. Eunice is at Hagerman. That's a road trip for them. And, of course, we'll also keep you up on the Artesia-Lovington girls game in Lovington tonight. That's, by the way, on our sister station, or actually our sister YouTube station, I should say. Just go to Lovington Athletics on YouTube if you want to get into that video action on that one. That probably done by now, but I'm not sure of that. We'll try to keep those updated for you in terms of scores. The score here, though, a 2-point lead for the Hobbs Eagles, 36-34, about a minute away from the second half action. Stay with us. We're back in 60. We start the second half here in Roswell. Thanks to our sponsors, Eagles leading by 2 over Roswell High. Thanks to TDS, Lee County State Bank, A-Tech Air Conditioning, Thriftway Grocery, Gateway Insurance Financial, Forest Tire, Glasgow Construction, Devon Energy, Bobby Shaw Realty, First American Bank, and Robinson and Associates. Eagle basketball in the front court as a pass down the lane to Michael Mackey gets stripped and then tied up in the paint as Brola went toe-to-toe with him, the jump ball, and that will turn into a turnover for the Eagles to start the second half. That is their 10th of the ball game. 2-point Hobbs lead, 36-34, just underway here in the third quarter. The inbound comes in the deep left corner of the backcourt as a connect made to Sanders. Throws a high one across the timeline. Jumping forward on the right wing is Fletcher and gives down to the right corner to Brola. Back deep to the timeline to Stokes, sends it left to Sanders. Outside the line, perimeter. Bounce pass to the free throw line, almost stolen away. Acosta goes to the rack, reverse layup, misses off the back of the rim. Rebound for Gore as he dribbles up the court. That's his third rebound. In the front side now, top of the circle. Handing it off to Mackey, left wing. Up top with a pass to Ramos. To the left side to Gore. He'll drive the baseline, gets bumped with the hip, and they get the foul call on Fletcher. That's his second. And that will be the first team foul against the Coyotes here in the second half. Foul count in the first half was Hobbs 11, Roswell 6. Eagle basketball on the right baseline. Ramos will bounce it back door. There's Aaron Mora going up big with two hands. Tips it off the glass into the hole, and a chance for a three-point play with the foul as well. Mora leads the Eagles down with 13 points, 6 rebounds, as they get the foul on T.J. Fletcher, back-to-back on him, his third second-team foul. Mora on the line. He is 1 of 2 from the stripe. Eagles were 5 of 8 at the half, 62%. Free throws up and good. He swishes it through. Mora now with 14 points to lead both teams. Eagles back up by 5, 39-34. On the far sideline, Rhett Stokes gets a double team. Throws it across. It's loose, picked up on the near sideline by Barola. Throws it up top to Sanders to the right corner. 3 on the way, and nailing it is Barola with a nice fade shot. 6 threes for the Roswell Coyotes, 8 for Barola now total. In the front court, Gore. It's 39-37. He dribbles out of the action and gives it off to Ramos on the right wing. Holds the ball for a second against Barola. Shake and bake. Middle of the paint. Pass to the left corner. Wide open Gore for 3. In and out. No good. The lid was on the hoop by an unfortunate means that time, and the ball goes out of bounds off the hands of the Coyote, Alonzo Acosta. Eagle ball on the left baseline. Ramos to inbound. Quickly into Gore. Right corner 3. Rainbow jumper off the back of the rim. Middle of the paint rebound for Acosta, his 5th board. He'll dribble it across the timeline, give it out to Barola. Finds Sanders left wing, fakes a 3, gives it to the right elbow to Acosta. Give and go back to Sanders. He gets tied up in the paint, and Trey Morgan to get a hand on the basketball for the jump. That will be Eagle possession, a turnover for Roswell. That is their 9th. Hobbs with a deuce lead of 2, 39-37. 6:23 left third quarter. The inbound to Gore. Roswell playing a half-court defense for most of the game. Finds Ramos wide open on the right wing for 3, and nothing but net. Ramos has the only 2 trays of the game for the Eagles, as now with 9 points. Second leading scorer tied with Gore. 42-37. Eagles with a 5-point cushion. In the front court, Stokes drives the right side of the lane, leans and shoots over the front of the rim and puts it through. Actually, that was Fletcher. That's his 4th point. 42-39 Eagles. Here comes Gore after a pass down the right baseline. Leans and shoots with a high shot off the glass. I think his knee kind of hyperextended. Was able to put it through the hoop regardless off the glancer. So Gore now with 11 points. Double digits. At the other end, Barola's 3 on the right corner, in and out. Morgan with the long rebound for the Eagles, his 5th. Sends it ahead to a breaking Mackey down the lane, but it's knocked out of his hands at the baseline by Barola and goes out of the Coyotes. Lucky the Eagles dodge a bullet on that long pass. Hobbs basketball on the left base. Double stack at the elbows of the free throw line for the Eagles, 2 on each side. As they get a sub out of the game and into the game for Hobbs, that's Tyler Box. Ramos looking for somebody to get it into. Almost a 5-second count has to throw it back deep to Box, who leaps for it. Finds Gore on the right wing. Over to Ramos, same side for 3, and another one. Ramos on fire now from Trey. He has got 3 threes for the Eagles and 12 points. 47-39. Matching their biggest lead of the game, it's 8. In the front court, quickly Fletcher is pivoting against Morgan. Sends it cross court left to Sanders, guarded by Gore. Eagles by 8. Down to the left corner to Barola. Drives to the left elbow. Turns it, throws up a shot, but he runs over his defender. That was Ramos for the charge. Ramos tries to get at least 3 of those a ball game, and Barola pays the price on that one. Barola with his 3rd personal, 3rd team foul. He only has 8 points in the game. He's been averaging 23. And that'll be a turnover for Roswell as well. Out of control that time. 10 turnovers for the Coyotes. Eagles in the front court. Ramos on the right wing. Guarded closely with the hip action by Stokes. Tries to get it backdoor to Morgan. Just off his fingertips on the left block in the paint. It rolls out of bounds. He's hitting his head, clapping his hands. He knew he should have had that one. 11 turnovers for the Eagles. Still an 8-point lead with 5 minutes remaining here in the third. In the backcourt, Stokes gives it off to Sanders. Back to Stokes as he comes across the timeline near side. Slides from right to left off the dribble, guarded by Morgan, giving him a cushion. Stop and go to the right baseline, underneath the hoop. Sling pass down the lane. Hook shot over the front of the rim, no good for Acosta. And rebound in the left elbow by Aaron Moore, who got his mask hit and his eye at the same time. Moore now with 7 rebounds. Comes down the court, pass to Ramos. A shot from the right elbow off the glass in the rack. Ramos will not be stopped. He starts stomping his feet as a timeout for Roswell. Ramos cannot be stopped in this one. He's got 8 points in the third, 14 overall to lead the Eagles, and the Roswell Coyotes are calling timeout. 4:25 remaining, third quarter. The Eagles with their biggest lead by 10, 49-39 over Roswell. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. There's no leash on Jesus Ramos. 8 points in the third quarter, 14 overall, and he's hit 3 trays for the Eagles' cause in this ball game, 2 here in the third quarter. He did the Frankenstein stomp right when he heard Roswell calling a timeout after that one. This kid is hungry. He's got red meat on the court. Coyote meat. 10-point Eagle lead, their biggest of the ball game here in this third quarter. 4:20 left. Coming across the timeline is Sanders. Sends it off to the right wing to Fletcher. To the same side right to Stokes. Down to Burrow, the right block. He spins right, then left. And they're going to call the body foul on Trey Morgan before the shot. Morgan's third personal. Only the first team foul against the Eagles here in the second half. They had 11 in the first half. Roswell basketball on the left baseline. To inbound is Taylon Sanders. Man-to-man defense for the Eagles. And it looks like they're trying to settle down a couple guys in the paint. Morgan and Barola. They're bodying each other up. They get it into Barola, right corner. Backs into Morgan. Middle of the paint. Spins left, right. Fade away with the hook. Off the glass, it counted. And Morgan jammed his finger trying to block the shot. The foul called. Bucket's good for Barola. You don't want to start getting him on track now. Barola now with just his 9th point of the ball game. Make it 10. And that's Morgan's 4th personal, back-to-back fouls, 2nd team foul on the Eagles. Barola is yet to shoot a free throw in this ball game. On the season, though, from the charity stripe at 86%, the leader for the Coyotes. He was 8 of 11 against Hobbs in that last game that they beat Eagles by 10. The free throw off the front of the rim, though, ripped down by Mora. That's his 8th board for Hobbs. Throws it to the timeline to bring it across score. To Box on the left wing. Crossover move. To the left elbow. Pivots, throws it to Bro, or make it more on the left block. Turnaround jumper off the back of the rim. Ball's tipped up in the air. Ross tries to get a hand on it. Off the hands of Roswell, though, at the last second as it rolls out of the left baseline off of Sanders. Ross could never get a grip on there, but he kept tipping it, causing it to go off the Coyotes. Ramos to inbound deep to Box, top of the circle, jumping for it. He'll take on Sanders to the left elbow, pivots, back up top to Gore as he'll back it on the left wing. Keeps his dribble alive down the lane. Jumper at the middle of the paint, off the front of the rim, no good. And the Coyotes rip down the boards. Alonzo Acosta, his 6th rebound. Gives it off to Sanders in the backcourt. He'll take on Gore through the timeline with 3.5 remaining third. Dish down to the left corner to Stokes. Gives it back on the far sideline to Sanders, and we got a tussle going on in the left corner. Barola gets knocked to the hardwood. They call the foul on Jesus Ramos, but all 3 of the coaching staff of the Hobbs Eagles off the bench saying that he was hooked by Barola. So Ramos gets the foul, though, his third team foul. Roswell basketball on the right baseline. Hobbs up by 8, 49-41 with 3:25 left third quarter. Taylon Sanders to inbound. Hands it into the left block to Barola. Tries to spin with a fadeaway on that block. It gets knocked to the floor. Both teams are starting to clap in each other's face. They better be careful. This can get a little bit heated down there. They'll get the foul call again against Ramos. That's his 4th personal. That's a bad situation, too, because he's been putting in some big numbers for Hobbs here in the third quarter with 8 points. I don't know if they called the foul. There might have been a tech called on top of that, hopefully not on Ramos. That might have been this is going to be his 5th. Ramos got a tech on top of the foul. At least that's what the scoreboard is showing. We're going to have to double check because he's still on the court. Now they still says 5. Free throw is up and good for Barola. He got 11 points. Ramos is staying on the court, but the scoreboard has him down for 5, so I'm not sure if they did call the tech or not. Second free throw's up and good. That might have just been a hard foul they called the 2 shots on. No, he's back up on the stripe now, so they did get the tech as well. So 2 free throws on the push on Ramos. And now the 2 techs. Third shot is up and good. Ramos remains on the court. I don't know if the official doesn't know what's going on here. Coach Reeves having a heated discussion now. Now he's shooting his 4th free throw, and Coach Reeves is saying, what's going on here? Not sure what the problem is, as all 4 of the throws good for Barola. He's got 14 points. I think Reeves is questioning on that first foul whether there was a 2-shot foul, but he made his first free throw anyway, so I'm not sure what they've got going on here. And it looks like Ramos did go and shake Coach Barola's hand at the other end, so that means that was a tee on him. That's his 5th, and unfortunately leaves the game with 14 points, 8 coming in the third quarter. You hate to lose that spark plug in this very contested ball game. Timeout on the court. It's Hobbs 49, Roswell 45. We're back at 60 on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. While you're away, coming down the lane and getting rejected as Acosta by Aaron Mora. Pass to the other end, missed by Gore on the jumper down the middle of the paint. Gets his own rebound and goes back up. Is fouled in the head. Ball comes off the back of the rim, but that will put Gore on the line to shoot 2. So Gore with 4 rebounds, has 11 points. 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Aaron Mora now, after that rebound at the defensive end, has 9 boards and 14 points. In case you just joined us, Ramos just fouled out after scoring 8 points in the third quarter, 14 overall. Got a foul and then a tech, unfortunately, for his 5th. First free throw good for Gore. Gore will get 1 more, now has 12 points, 2 for 3 from the line. 50-45, Eagles by 5, 3:06 remaining as we get the second free throw, good for Gore. He's got 13. 51-45, Eagles by 6. Barola gets the inbound, dribbling through 2 defenders, sends it to the front court to Acosta. Down the lane, double clutch, throws up the ball, and it rolls around the rim on a toilet bowl look. Goes through, and the foul is well. So they count the basket for Acosta. That's 12 for him. And a foul on the Eagles. Hobbs has 7 fouls now, which makes it even worse. Bonus the rest of this ball game. As they call that one on Tyler Box, his 2nd. And that'll be a chance for a 3-point play for Acosta. He was 2 for 3 from the line with 12 points. Working for his 13th point of the ball game. Shot is up, and it's a swish. 3-point game, Hobbs by 3. 51-48, just under 3 minutes left, third quarter. Coach Reeves tells Gore to slow it down as he comes across the timeline. Wants a pattern offense. Stop and go for Gore. Still outside the perimeter, midcourt. Coming out to defend him is Sanders. Sanders will challenge him to the timeline. Very patient, stop and go. Shot from the left wing for 3 is a swish. Gore challenged him and took it at him hard and put it through the hole. First tray of the game for Jalen Gore. And now we've got an inbound problem, a deflection by the Eagles. It goes out on the baseline, and Coach Reeves was stomping on the court. Thought they had a turnover on that one. Jalen Gore with 16 points, leading the Eagles. 54-48, breaking the press is Barola. Beats it across against 2 defenders to the right corner, front court. Leans and shoots as he bodies into the defender, knocking Van Landingham to the court. They're going to say Ethan was not set that time on the right side. They'll call it on Van Landingham. That's his 2nd, 18th foul. 4 foul counts so far in favor of the Coyotes. Barola on the line, perfect 4 for 4, all coming in this third quarter, and he nails his 5th in a row. 15 points for Barola, 5 of those points in this third quarter on free throws. Perfect. Nowhere near his average of 23 a ball game, though. Second shot is up and good. He can stroke those free throws. 54-50. Eagles by 4 with 2:20 left, third quarter. Gore in the front court, far side. Taking on Anaya. Shot from 3 right. It's another swish, but they're going to say his foot was on the line. Gore's starting to get the stroke coming in. Putting it down big for the Eagles. 18 for him. 56-50. Eagles by 6 with 2 minutes left, third. In the front court, Barola. Crossover to the right wing. Stop and go. Spins in the middle of the paint. Fadeaway jumper off the back of the rim. Rebound by Acosta on the right block. His 7. Kicks out right wing. 3 on the way for Anaya off the back of the iron. Gore rebounds on the right baseline. Is shoved out of bounds by Rhett Stokes for the foul. So Gore now with 5 rebounds. That'll be the first on Stokes on the fouls and 5 against the Roswell Coyotes total. 6-point Eagle lead, the biggest 10 in this ball game. 1:45 left, third quarter. 56-50. Black and gold. In the front court, Gore, stop and go. Shake and bake. Dumps it down left corner. Box open for 3. Hard up the front of the rim, no good. Mora gets a rebound, gets stripped as he goes back up on the left block. And here come the Coyotes. Pass down the lane at the right side. Layup for Anaya right is off the rim, no good. Rebound left corner to Stokes. Throws it up top to Barola. To the left elbow. To the right wing. To Anaya. Anaya's going to take a few dribbles to the timeline. Spins back to the near side against Box. Gets a screen from Barola. Top of the circle. Down the lane. High arching layup over the front of the rim. No good. Ball's loose and chased down in the left wing by Acosta. His 8th rebound. Up top to Barola for 3 off the back of the rim. No good. Ball's tipped out right back to Roswell Stokes. He comes down the lane with the lefty shot. It comes off the back of the iron, but we got a rebounding foul underneath. Gore underneath the hoop, as well as Ronnie Ross. So one of them probably got the foul. And they're going to give that to Jalen Gore, just his first, and the 19th foul. That will be a bonus for Roswell, though. Interested to see who they're going to put on the line because there was a lot of guys in the area. A lot of tips were going on. Nobody really pulling down the rebounds. And it should be a 1-on-1. The referees don't realize it. Both coaches are saying, what are we doing here? Barola will step up. Not the guy you want to see on the line. He is perfect. 6 of 6 for the charity stripe, all coming in this third quarter. Long third quarter of action here at Roswell. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner, and Evie Stuber with you tonight. Free throw is up, and it is good. This kid cannot be stopped on the line. 7 of 7 is Barola. 17 points to lead the Coyotes. 18 for Jalen Gore for the Eagles. 14 for Mora. Second shot good for Barola. Got them both. 56-52. Hobbs by 4. 56 seconds left in this long third quarter. The inbound comes into Jalen Gore. He'll meet some defense as he comes across the timeline. That's Freddie Anaya. Strong dribble to the left elbow. Keeps it going. Double team on the left wing and backs out of it to the timeline. On the near side to the left. Front of Coach Reeves. Stop and go again. Spins. Back to the timeline. Clock to 38. Continues to challenge his defender. Screen up top from Ross. Stop and go again to the right wing. Spots up a 3 for Gore and kicks it through the hole. Count it for Gore. He shakes his head, pounds his chest. He's got 3 trays now. Make it 2, I should say. 20 points for Gore. 59-52. One of those 3s turned into a 2 with the foot on the line. 7-point lead for the Eagles. In the front court, a bad pass to the right wing. Sails by Rhett Stokes out of bounds for turnover number 11 for Roswell. 14 seconds left, third quarter. Eagles by 7. Hobbs would love to give Roswell their first loss in district to make sure this district lineup is going to be closer to see who goes for the district championship. In the front court, Gore at the top of the circle, 7 seconds. Stop and go. Runner shot for the free throw line off the front of the rim. Box gets a tip, can't get it to drop. Ball loose on the baseline. Picked up and a shot at half court at the buzzer by Rhett Stokes is no good. At the end of 3, the Hobbs Eagles holding on to a 7-point lead over Roswell. 59-52. We're back in 60 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back to start of the fourth quarter here in Roswell. Ty friend Ron Gunner and Evie Stuber with you. Hobbs up 59-52 over Roswell. Top scorers for the Roswell Coyotes. Taman Barola 18, 13 for Acosta. For your Hobbs Eagles, 21 for Gore, 14 apiece for Ramos and Mora. Roswell ball to start the fourth. Crossover move coming down the lane left is Barola. Turns and shoots a sidewinder hook in the middle of the paint. Puts it over the rim for two. Barola now with 20 points. 59-54. Hobbs by 5 in the front court. It's Michael Mackey. He'll come down the right side of the lane, leans and passes, and they're going to call the charge as he runs over his defender right over the top of Barola. Mackey picks up his 4th personal, 10th team foul. That'll also be the 12th turnover. And a substitution for the Eagles, Ethan Van Landingham coming in for Mackey, who has to exit with those 4 fouls. Hobbs and Roswell were tied in rebounding at the end of third, 26 apiece. Top boards for the Eagles, Aaron Mora with 10, 5 apiece for Morgan and Gore. And for Roswell, 8 for Acosta. Coming down the lane is Barola. Up top, 3 on the way for Stokes off the front of the rim. Tipped to the free throw line and pulled down for Roswell by Fletcher, his 7th rebound. Puts it back to the timeline to Barola. Eagles by 5. Stop and go to the right elbow. Spins in the lane, tries to throw up a shot, and Mora slams down hard on him for the foul. They took his head fake, got up in the air, and the foul call. That'll be the 3rd on Mora. 11 team foul against the Eagles. There's 5 against Roswell at this point. On the line is Barola. He's 8 for 8 from the charity stripe all in the 3rd quarter and 20 points overall. Free throws up and good. 21 points for him, 9 for 9 on the line. Starting to creep up to his season average of 23. At the end of the first half, he only had 5 points. Second shot's up and good. 22 now for Barola. 59-56. Hobbs by 3. A steal on the inbound on the far sideline. That's turnover number 13 for the Eagles. Taken away by Anaya. Pass to the left corner. A 3 for Rhett Stokes. Right through the net. Nobody picks him up. His second tray. He's got 8 points. We're tied at 59. Van Landingham coming down the left lane at the other end. Bounces it down low to Moore on the right block, and a foul call on Roswell. They'll charge that one to Taman Barola. That will be the 6th team foul. And that will be 4 against Barola. Eagles will love to foul him out. Inbound up top to box. Slings over to Mora, right corner. 15-footer, in and out, no good. Rebound in the middle of the paint for Roswell by Taylon Sanders. That's his 3rd. He'll bring it across the timeline. Top of the circle. Sends it down to Fletcher, right corner. Drives the lane. Double clutch off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound for the Eagles. Pulled down in the middle of the paint by Ross, his 2nd. Goes it ahead to box on the right wing up top. Now to Ross. Down the lane, 1-2, shot up, and they're going to call him for a travel. They said he took it too big of steps, I guess. Looked like he had a dribble 1-2 and up, but they said it was possibly too far away from the basket, I guess. As they'll get the turnover, that'll be 14 on the Eagles. Roswell basketball in their backcourt in the hands of Stokes. Sends it back to the near sideline to Sanders, again to Stokes left side. And again to Sanders near sideline. He'll bring it across against Box. 6:15 remaining, we're tied at 59. Returns to the timeline to Sanders. Van Landingham will step out on D, slap to the ball. Bounce pass on the right wing to Barola. Crossover to his left hand, middle of the paint. Jump stop, a shot, bounce it off the rim, no good. Saved by Gore on the right baseline. He's knocked to the floor after the rebound, and a Roswell foul. Jalen now with 6 rebounds and 21 points. Not yet the bonus. That will be, I have number 7 though on my paper, and it does say 7. Yes, Coach Reeves out on the court to make sure the officials realize it, and they finally do. So that'll send the Eagles to the other end as Jalen Gore will get the 101 bonus. He is 3 for 4 for 75% so far and leads the Eagles with 21. Barola, the top scorer for Roswell, with 22. Jalen Gore trying to get his first points here in the fourth quarter with 6:02 remaining. 59-59, a barn burner here in Coyote land. Gore takes a deep breath, 3 dribbles, shot up, and it's a swish. 22 now for Jalen Gore. Big game for him as he came into the contest averaging just 16.6, so well over that by 6 points right now. Make it 7 as he makes his second free throw. 23 total now. 61-59, Eagles by 2 with 6 minutes remaining here in the fourth. Coming across the timeline is Sanders against Gore. Slowing it up, sliding from right to left. On the wing to the free throw line, backing in to Gore. Throws it over to the right corner to Anaya. Drives the baseline, double team, spins, reverse layup right, no good. Rebound brought down by Acosta, but he hits the floor and travels. 9 rebounds for Acosta, but that is the 12th turnover for Roswell. He was high in the air, couldn't get his balance, hit the floor and rolled. Eagle ball up by 2, 5:43 remaining. Inbound comes into box on the near side. He'll take the dribble across and the pass to Ross, right wing. Spots up a 3 off the front of the rim. Ball loose in the paint. Chased down on the near sideline by Anaya for Roswell. He'll bring across the dribble to the front court. Right wing. Stop and go. He'll spin. Bounce pass to Barola. Top of the arc. Was going to throw a backdoor. Decided against it. Spots a 3 from the right wing and switches it right over the top of an outstretched Mora defender hand. Barola hits the 3. He's got 25 to lead the both teams. 62-61. Roswell have their first lead by 1. To Ross in the front court, free throw line. Over to Gore on the left wing. Stop and go, spin to the baseline left. Sends it to Mora, middle of the paint. Fadeaway jumper and scores over the front of the rim. Point blank range for Aaron Mora. Mora now with 16. 63-62, Eagles by 1. 4:48 remaining in the game. Top of the circle, front court for Roswell. Sanders. Bounce pass down to the right block. To Barola. Back to Sanders for 3 at the top of the arc and nails it. Taylon Sanders now with 8 points and 2 trays. 2-point Roswell lead, the biggest of the ball game for them. 65-63. 4.5 remaining. Gore to box on the right wing front court. Drives to the baseline right. Slings it up top to Van Landingham. He's knocked to the floor. Getting out of control was Taylon Sanders and barrels into him. That'll be the second on Sanders. 18 foul. Hobbs back to the 1-1. Ethan Van Landingham yet to get in the scorebook. Would love to get the 2 free throws to drop here. He's averaging 25% from the charity stripe on the season. Returning for Roswell off the bench, T.J. Fletcher coming in for Taylon Sanders, who just hit that tray seconds ago. Some big free throws, 1-1 now for Ethan Van Landingham. 65-63 Roswell by 2 with 4:24 remaining. Van Landingham's free throw is off the side rim, no good. Chased down to the left corner by Ross as he picks up his 3rd rebound. Out right to box, air ball on the 3, put back up off the glass on the cleanup by Aaron Mora with a nice lefty, scores it. Mora now is 18 and 11 rebounds, and we got a bad inbound for Roswell, slapped out by the Eagles on the baseline. Did that hit a Roswell player as well? Yes, it did. Hobbs Eagle basketball underneath their hoop. That is the 13th turnover for Roswell. Tied up at 65. Gore will put it back to Van Landingham on the right wing. Over to box left side of the perimeter. Drives the lane. Hook shot. Sidewinder up the front of the rim. Ball loose underneath. Ross will be tied up with Fletcher. And boy, the bodies are flinging around in the paint. Jump ball with the arrow for the Eagles. Clock stays at 4:03. 65-65 here in Roswell. Eagle basketball. Left of the rim is Tyler Box. Eagles have 3 across in the middle of the paint, 1 at the free throw line. Box gets it into Gore, right corner. He spins up the far sideline towards the time stripe. Stop and go as he takes on Anaya. Clock down to 3:53. Gets a screen by Ross to the right wing. Back to Ross. Down the lane. High arching layup over the front of the rim. No good. Gets his own rebound. Throws up a hook shot. No touch on the rim. Goes out of bounds. But it's last touch by Barola. So it will be Eagle basketball right of the rim. That was the 4th rebound for Ronnie Ross. Referees having discussion now. I think they're going to give this to the Eagles still. Coach Reeves about 2 feet on the court to make sure that Hobbs will have the ball, and they will. Roswell fans are booing it, but the Eagle basketball. It'll be Gore to inbound, quickly into Ross right corner. Comes up top of the pass to Michael Mackey. Gore will come get it from behind, going from right to left. He gets a 2-3 zone. Drives to the left elbow, shot on the way. Off the side of the rim, no good. And it will be tipped out the hands of Morgan. It appeared that Acosta was the one that swung at it, but they're going to say it hit Morgan as well on that right block. So it will be Roswell basketball, tied at 65. They'll bring a sub in for the Coyotes, Taylon Sanders, as he checks in for the other guard, Freddie Anaya. Hobbs matching up man-to-man, full court pressure defense. Roswell 3-0 in the district. Hobbs at 1-2 in second. The bouncer on the inbound to Sanders, deep left corner of the backcourt. Guarded by Gore. 3:25 remaining, tied at 65. Stop and go, dribbles behind his back. Hands off behind him to Barola, top of the circle. Comes around right, to the right baseline, spins. Gives it back to Sanders, right elbow. Drives to the rack, right side. Misses the layup. Rebound behind him by Acosta on the right block. He gets shoved to the floor. That'll be his 10th rebound and a foul on the Eagles on the push. Didn't get a chance to shoot the ball, but there will be a bonus situation for Roswell. That will be the 12th team foul against the Eagles here in the second half. They call the foul against Ronnie Ross, his second. And on the line will be Alonzo Acosta. He is 2 for 3 for 66%, has 13 points yet to score in this fourth quarter. He leads the team with rebounds with 10. So he's got a double-double tonight. Free throws up and good for Acosta. Breaks the 65 all tie. It's 66-65 Roswell. Plenty of time left for the Eagles, though, with 3:12 remaining here in the fourth. Acosta keeps looking at the scoreboard, pulls his mask out a little bit to catch his breath. And the second free throw is up and off the back of the rim, no good. Ripped down by Gore on the right perimeter. That's his 7th rebound. He'll dribble up to the near side as he hands it off front court, right side to Mackey. Drives the lane. Little finger roll over the front of the rim. Count the basket and a block foul on Barola. That could be his 5th personal. Beautiful drive to the hoop by Mackey, taking on the guy with 4 fouls. If it's on him, that's it. And his dad, Coach Barola, stomped out to the half-court line and said, how can you call that from the trail position official? Mackey has 6 points. Barola will foul out of the ball game. The scoreboard says 4. That should be 5. That should be 5. And that's why his dad was out on the court. They have 4 on the scoreboard. I question that. Mackey made his first free throw. Eagles by 1 and make it 2 as he gets them both. 8 for Michael Mackey total. 2 for 2 on the line. Eagles by 2, 68-66. Barola stays on the floor with 4 fouls. Head scratcher. A bad pass coming down the lane. Off the hands of Stokes, stolen by Morgan. Turnover 14. Morgan takes a lefty layup, misses off the rim. Morgan tries to rebound, but he's standing on the baseline. It touches his chest and goes out. It'll be out on Morgan. Eagles still by 2, 68-66 with 2:47 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Man-to-man pressure defense for the Eagles. They'll leave one man open. That's Sanders, the ball dribbler here as he comes across the timeline, far side. Picked up by Mackey. That's why he let him go, because he has 4 fouls. Bounce pass up top to Barola. He takes on Mora, top of the circle. He can't afford to charge him. Shot for 3 on the right wing, hard off the bottom of the backboard. Rebound by Sanders at the free throw line. Goes back door to Barola. Runs over his defender. They call the block foul. Barola breathing a sigh of relief. If that was a charge, that would have been the ball game for him. They call the foul of the block on Morgan. Ball came over the rim for Morgan. That'll be his 5th, though. He will foul out. And finishes with 4 points and 5 rebounds. Was 2 of 3 from the line. Barola on the line. 10 for 10 tonight. 25 points to lead the Coyotes and both teams in scoring. And he makes the free throw a little bit harder that time. Front rim, back rim, and stayed in. 11 of 11 from the line. 68-67 Eagles, but the Coyotes can tie with the second free throw from Barola. Shot is up, and it is a swish. Got them both. 68-68. Here comes Michael Mackey across the timeline with 2:20 remaining. Unloads the left corner to Mora. Cross court right to Box, to the right elbow. To Mackey on the right base. Drives the hoop. Double clutches, fouled, going up. Got slammed either by Barola or Acosta. Barola's praying it'll be against his teammate Acosta on that left block. Let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be Acosta. So Barola dodges a bullet. Coach is out there again trying to lobby for his kid. That's the second on Acosta, 19th foul. Mackey on the line is perfect, 2 for 2, has 8 points. 4 of those coming here in the fourth quarter. He had to sit for a lot of the fourth due to the 4 fouls on his name. He could break the tie at 68. 2 free throws for Mackey. First shot is up, and it is a swish for Mackey. He's had 3 in a row here in the fourth quarter. Pivotal free throw shooting for Michael Mackey as he came into the game shooting 55%. 100% tonight, really going to help those numbers. Second shot for Mackey is up, and it's off the back of the rim. No good. Ripped down underneath the hoop by Fletcher, his 8th rebound. Outlet to the far sideline, taking his time as Stokes off the dribble. Clock to 2:05 remaining. Hobbs by 1. Drives to the free throw line. Gives it off left wing to Sanders. Drives the lane, reverse layup right, and might have just gotten hit by Mackey. If it's him, that'll be his last of the ball game. They might have given somebody else the foul because Box was in the area, and yes, they'll call it on Box, saving Mackey. Box his 3rd personal, 13th team foul, and that'll put Sanders on the line where he's 2 for 4. 50%, has 8 points. First shot for the point guard is off the front of the rim, no good. He's getting some razzing by the Hobbs Eagle fans right behind us up here deep in the stands. Second deck. They've been making up cheers all night long. Stomping their feet on the bleachers, the wooden bleachers here at Roswell. Second shot is also off the front of the rim. Mora underneath the hoop for his 12th rebound. Sends it ahead to Mackey, right baseline, goes high off the glass and scores. Actually, that was Ronnie Ross, his 4th point. The Eagles now 71-68 by 3, 1:45 remaining. Can they knock off Roswell in the district? And a steal almost at the free throw line at the other end as they pick Barola. The referees get the reach foul on the Eagles. And that got Coach Reeves and his coaching staff jumping off the bench. They thought that was a clean pick. They call the foul on the Eagles against Mora. That will be the 14th team foul and the 3rd against Mora. On the line is Barola. Guess who? And he makes another free throw. 8 for 8 in the 3rd quarter and 5 for 5 in the 4th quarter. 13 out of 13 tonight for Taman Barola. Came in tonight shooting 86%. 29 points as Barola makes them both. 71-70. Hobbs by 1. 1:40 left here in regulation. 4th quarter action. Coming across the timeline is Gore. He dribbles over to Coach Reeves on the near sideline front court. Coach Reeves wants to see rotation. Coming back to get the ball is Mackey left side. Underhands it back to Gore at the timeline. Running some clock. Mackey gets a pass again, top of the circle. To Box on the right wing. His pass is deflected out of bounds on the far sideline. A dangerous one. He telegraphed that one. Was slapped out by Rhett Stokes on the far sideline. Luckily, it goes back to the Eagles. Box will inbound on that far right side. 71-70 Eagles by 1 with 1:21 remaining. Box will inbound. Gore's going to hightail it to the backcourt to be uncontested with no defender back there. Box will check it back about halfway to the back zone. And defense picks up at half court. Pass across to Mackey, left wing. Double team, got stripped. And they call no foul call. They called a timeout. Coach Reeves called the timeout. Looked like they might have slapped his wrist that time. But they're going to talk about the offense for just a minute. We'll take a 30-second break. Hobbs up by 1 over Roswell, 71-70. Don't leave us. We're back strong on Cool, HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Late here in the 4th quarter in Roswell, the Hobbs Eagles upsetting Roswell 71-70. Top scorer for Roswell with 29, Taman Barola, 14 for Acosta, and for your Hobbs Eagles, 23 for Gore, 18 for Mora. Jesus Ramos fouled out here in the 4th quarter with 14. It's going to be Hobbs basketball in the front court, near sideline, in front of Coach Reeves and the Hobbs Eagle bench. Tyler Box in the game, along with Jalen Gore, Michael Mackey, Ronnie Ross, and Aaron Mora. Inbound to the backcourt to Mackey, beats across the defender against Stokes, left wing, unloads the Box, to Ross to the left elbow, down to Moore, left block, back to Ross with a double clutch, ball rolls out the back of the rim. There's a battle for it. Barola has the rebound on the right baseline. That's his 4th board. Outlet to the far sideline to Sanders for Roswell. They trail Hobbs by 1. In the front court to Barola. He'll drive down the right side of the lane. Threads the needle down low. Hook shot in the paint over the front of the rim. Acosta puts it through. He's got 16. Roswell by 1. 72-71. 40 seconds remaining. Into the front court to Box on the left wing. Cross court right to Gore. NBA 3 rainbow jumper. It's good! Right through the threads. Jalen Gore, 26 points, a 2-point lead with 25 seconds remaining. Barola comes down the lane. Double clutch on the right glass, no good. Rebound for the Eagles. Mora with his 13th board. Outlet to Gore on the far sideline. He's fouled. Jalen Gore, the NBA 3 shooter, has been fouled. He will go to the line. Hobbs Eagle fans on their feet. They are screaming their lungs out here in Coyote Land. They'll get the foul on Taylon Sanders, his 3rd. 10th team foul. Double bonus for Jalen Gore. What a critical 3-point shot for Gore, who split the nets. And he roared to the Coyote crowd after he did it. He'll get 2 free throws after the break. 74-72 Eagles over Roswell. Back in 30 seconds. Big-time district battle here in Roswell. Ty Friend, Ron Gunter, and Evie back in the station, excuse me. Evie Stuber, couldn't get the word out there. 74-72, Hobbs leading by 2. Big 3 shot for Jalen Gore just seconds ago. That is his 3rd of the ball game. He's got 26 points, and he got fouled as the Eagles rebounded at the other end. Roswell missing a layup. He'll get 2 free throws on the double bonus. He is 5 of 6 from the charity stripe in this ball game. Hobbs by 2. Very important free throws here to try to put the icing on the cake. First free throws up and a switch for Jalen Gore. He was a player of the game against Carlsbad this past Tuesday. But this is a big one here, though, for Jalen Gore. Second shot is a swish as well. He's got 28 to lead both teams. In the front court, 76-72, Roswell. Sanders, top of the arc, gives it off left to Barola. He's going to drive and shoot from 3 left side. A swish for Taman Barola. He's got 32 points and a Roswell timeout. This game ain't over yet, folks. 4.7 seconds remaining. Hobbs up by 1, 76-75. They're going to have to face some full court pressure defense. We're going to keep it right here. Thanks to our Hobbs Eagles sponsors this season. TDS, Lee County State Bank, A-Tech Air Conditioning, Driftway Grocery, Gateway Insurance Financial, Forest Tire, Lasco Construction, Devon Energy, Bobby Shaw Realty, Robinson and Associates, and First American Bank. We're live with you on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, the Cool 95.7 app, and YouTube live on video, thanks to Ron Gunter's superb camera action tonight. 4.7 seconds remaining. Eagle basketball, backcourt baseline, up by 1. Coyote pressure defense about to come. And the Eagles could get the victory here at Coyote Gym. That would give Roswell their first loss in district, and with a couple more games to go against Clovis and Carlsbad. Tyler Box on the court. Jalen Gore, Mackey, Ross, and Mora. They're lined up 4 across from sideline to sideline. Box to look for insider. Gets it into Gore. Dribbles in the paint. Gets hit in the neck with 3 seconds remaining. Very hard to believe that only 1 second went off the clock there, but it did. Thought there should have been more, at least 2. But that will put Gore on the line. They get the foul call on Stokes, his second 11th team foul on Roswell. So Gore heads back to the free throw line. He's made his last 7 free throws. He is 7 of 8 from the charity stripe with 28 points. Top scorer in the game, 32 for Taman Barola, who just hit that tray at the other end. First free throw for Gore is good. 29 now for Jalen Gore. 2-point Eagle lead, 77-75. 3 seconds remaining exactly on the clock. Very important free throw for Mr. Gore, and he makes it. 78-75, 3 seconds. The inbound to the near sideline, Barola. He'll shoot a half court at the buzzer. He is blocked and fouled. He got fouled. Ronnie Ross fouled him. Near half court on the near sideline, and that is 3 free throws for Barola. He's got to make all 3 of them to go into overtime. He is 14 of 14 for the charity stripe. He's got to make all 3. What pressure on the senior, the coach's son. He had one wobbly one on one of his last trips, but he's got to make all 3. He's got 32 points. He makes his first. If he makes 2 more, we're going to overtime. Eagles had nobody in the paint for the first free throw, but now they got 4 black jerseys there to kind of put some side pressure on him with the peripheral vision here. No, they're going to put 1.2 seconds on the clock. Thought that was it, but no, they put those back up. Second shot is good. So we won't go immediately into overtime. They had it at 0, so they put 1.2 back on. Here's the final shot for Barola. If he misses it, Eagles rebound, game over. If he makes it, we might have an OT. Third shot is up, and it's good. We are tied at 78. Eagles inbound to Gore. 3-quarter shot at the buzzer, just short of the rim. Unfortunately, we are going to overtime. 78-78. Hobbs and Roswell. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. We're here in overtime in Roswell. The Hobbs Eagles and the Roswell Coyotes tied at 78. Unfortunately, Taman Barola was fouled on the last shot of the ball game for Roswell near half court. He kind of got about a step or 2 above the, or past the half court line and fouled, unfortunately, by Ronnie Ross. Puts all 3 free throws down. Eagles got the rebound, or the inbound, and a 3-quarter court shot by Gord. Did not come close to the rim, but it will be Roswell ball after a coin flip. That's how they start overtimes now. Tied up at 78. Coming across the mid-stripe. 4 minutes on the clock. Driving the right side of the lane. A cradle for Anaya. Misses the layup. Rebound by Michael Mackey. His second. Goes ahead to a breaking Ronnie Ross. Gets bumper card and knocked around on the right side of the rim. Ball comes off the iron, but he'll get 2 free throws after the foul call. And then going up for it was Mora for the rebound. He had to hang on to the rim. He's lucky he got a tee on that one. They'll call the foul against Fletcher. That's his 4th, 12th team foul. And on the line will be Ronnie Ross. Yet to shoot a free throw in this game. On the season, Ronnie from the charity stripe at 58%. Scoring so far for the Eagles, Jalen Gore 30, 18 for Aaron Mora, 14 for Ramos, although he fouled out in the 4th quarter. 35 for Taman Barola for Roswell, and 16 for Acosta. Ross's free throws a swish. Ross now with 5 points. That was his first throw of the ball game. Eagles up by 1, 79-78 here in the first OT, 3:46 remaining. Too bad it wasn't sudden death. The second one misses off the front of the rim. Pulled down by Barola. That's his 5th rebound. He's got 4 fouls, though. Dishes down right corner to Stokes for 3 off the front of the rim. Loose in the paint, coming out on the floor for it is Michael Mackey. That'll be his 3rd rebound. And we got a timeout on the court. Mackey calls him before he got called for a travel. He was flopped out on the floor, putting his body on the line. I think he got his elbow rubbed on that hardwood, probably a floor burn there, but a smart move by Ronnie Ross for his 4th rebound. Hobbs will get it back after the timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. Eagles 79, Roswell 78. Come back with us in 30. We're here in overtime in Roswell. Hobbs up 79-78. Eagles led 19-16 after the first quarter, and it was 36-34 at halftime. The Eagles in that third quarter had 23 points compared to just 18 for Roswell. And in that last quarter, the fourth quarter, a total of 21, or make that 19 for Hobbs and 26 for Roswell. So they outscored the Hobbs Eagles in the fourth. Hobbs basketball after the timeout. Box going to throw up a 3 on the left wing. Hard off the rim, no good. Barola pulls it down on the right block. His mask fell off. He has to stoop down to pick it up. That's his 6th rebound. Throws it ahead, and the dribble by Sanders. He carries the basketball. Top of the arc for the turnover. That's the 15th turnover for Roswell. Hobbs by 1, 79-78. 3:17 left here in the first overtime. We got an official timeout. Another mask is on the floor. I believe that was Barola's, the one that he lost. They gave him a new one, and one of the maintenance guys took it off the court. Hobbs ball in the backcourt. Inbounding will be Box into Michael Mackey. Mackey with 9 points. He brings it across the half line to the top of the arc. 2-3 zone now. Double team against him. Goes over to Box on the right wing. Off his chest, though. Able to recover to give it to Mora, right corner. Up top to Mackey on a dangerous throw. Recovers it. Dribbles down the right elbow, kicks back to Mora, 15-footer right baseline, clinks off the rim, no good. Ripped down on the left base for Roswell by Acosta. That's his 11th rebound. Sends it across the timeline, Barola, 3 on the way, top of the arc, off the back of the rim, no good. Long rebound, top of the circle by Ross, his 5th. Backdoor to Mora, or make that, yes, no, that's Box with the lefty layup. All the way to the hoop for him. First bucket of the game for Tyler Box. 81-78, Eagles by 3 with 2.5 remaining in the overtime. Into the front court comes Sanders. Where's my voice going to be tomorrow morning? Sanders will hold it on the near sideline. Bounce pass up top to Acosta. Holds the ball. Sends it back to Sanders on the right wing. Bounce pass up top. It fakes an NBA 3, does Barola. Drives free throw, turns and fires between 3 defenders, and they call the body foul. Morris trying to tell the official he had his hands straight up in the air, but they'll charge him with the foul. That should be Morris' 4th personal, and that will be the 16th team foul against the Eagles. On the line is Barola once again. 9 for 9 in the fourth quarter, 8 for 8 in the third quarter, 17 for 17. Now make it 18 of 18 as he makes his 36th point. That one for the free throw line. 81-79, Eagles still by the deuce with 2:16 left here in the first OT. Next shot for Barola. It's good. Swished them both. He's got 37 points. 81-80, Eagles. The inbound on the near side has to be chased down by Mackey into the front court. 3-on-2. Alley-oop backdoor to Mora. He goes up high off the left side over the rim and scores. Aaron Mora now with 20 points and 13 rebounds, a double-double. Hobbs by 3. Going to the other end. A pass down the lane to Acosta. Goes through Box and Mackey. And if it's Mackey on the foul with the knee, that'll be his 5th. They'll call that against Ronnie Ross instead. So Ross will pick up his 4th, 17th team foul, and that'll put Acosta on the line. Acosta is 4 for 6 from the charity stripe, 66%, and has 16 points yet to score here in the OT. Second in scoring for Roswell right now. Hobbs 30 for Gore and 20 for Aaron Mora with that double-double. First free throw's off the back of the rim, no good. So Acosta misses. Thankfully not Barola on the line. One more attempt for him. Hobbs up by the tray, 83-80, 2:03 left in the OT. Thanks for listening to us live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and Cool 95.7, the home of the Hobbs Eagles. Acosta's second free throw on the stopping feet of the Eagle fans. No good as well. Rebound by Moore underneath the hoop. He's got 14 boards. Outlet across the timeline. Gore on the right block. Gets it down to box right corner. Returns to the timeline to Michael Mackey. One hands it to the left elbow to Ross. Drives the lane. A runner shot. In and out. No good. Ball tipped up in the air. Ripped down by Roswell on the right block. That was Alonzo Acosta for his 12th rebound. Gives it off to his guard, Sanders. Across the timeline to Barola. Weaves through traffic. Shot from the free throw line. Bounce around the rim and good. Barola has 39 points. 83-82. Eagles by one. Right back where we started from in the fourth quarter, at least at the end of it. Coming across the timeline with 1:20. A pass to Mackey. Mackey against a extended 2-1-3 zone. Dribbles through traffic to the far side. Spins. Goes back to his left. One hands it to the left base to box. Drives the rack. Lays up and misses out the front of the rim. Pulled down underneath by Acosta. That's his 13th rebound. Hands out to Barola. He dribbles into the front court. Fakes a three. Drives to the left elbow. Kicks out. Left corner. Fake three for Stokes. Up top to a wide open Sanders. His tray off the back of the rim. And a tip on the rebound. Acosta gets a piece of it. And we got bodies crashing as Ronnie Ross went chest to chest with Acosta in the paint. And they're going to call the foul on Ross. That'll be the 18th foul against the Eagles here in the second half. That's the 5th on Ross. So he'll foul out with 5 points. He went 1 of 2 from the line and had 6 rebounds. The Eagles have fouled out 2. Jesus Ramos in the fourth quarter had 14 points. Now 5 from Ross. And a bunch more free throws coming for Acosta. He missed his last 2 just seconds ago. He is 4 of 8 from the line for 50%. Free throws up and good. He ties the score at 83, 54 seconds remaining. Now he's going to jump down and tie his right shoe. Hopefully that'll get him out of his sight game here. Eagles have 4 in the paint. Mora underneath along with Mackey. Box and Van Landingham who checked in for the departed Ross. Big breath there for Acosta before the second free throw to try to break the 83 tie. And he makes a swish. 18 now for Acosta. Quick inbound for the Eagles. 84-83 Roswell. Mackey comes across the timeline, spins on the far side, dribbles through 2 defenders, stumbles on the feet, and travels at the free throw line off the dribble. Lost control at that time. Coach Reeves is saying he was in the dribble. How can it be a travel? That'll be the Eagles' 15th turnover. 84-83 Roswell with 47 seconds left here in the first OT. Full court pressure D. The inbound to Barola near side. Guarded by Mora. Stop and go. Putting on the brakes is Barola before coming across the timeline. Head fake. Comes to the right wing. Hands it off to Sanders. To the near sideline to Stokes. Back to Barola at the timeline. Kicks it back to the far side to Anaya. He dribbles the middle of the paint. Hands it off to the right wing to Acosta. To the near side to Barola. Crossover with his left hand. Spins. He'll take it to the right elbow at the pivot. Kicks it out right wing to Anaya. Spins and grabbed by Gore. That will stop the clock with 20 seconds left. And Roswell back to the line. So Gore picks up only his second 19th team foul. And on the line will be Freddie Anaya. Yet to shoot a free throw in this game. Has 3 points on a tray. And for the season, shooting 73% from the charity stripe. So he is a good free throw shooter. 20 seconds left. Roswell up by 1. 84-83, and he makes his first one a swish. 85-83 Roswell. That matches their biggest lead of the game at 2. Hobbs' biggest lead was 10. A 2-point Roswell lead. One more free throw for Freddie Anaya. Shot is up and bouncing around and off the rim, no good. Pulled down on the right side by Michael Mackey, his 4th. Sends it ahead to Gore on the right wing. Drives the baseline, fade away, 10-foot off the mark. Put back up by Mora on the left glass with 2 hands. It falls off the iron, but they got the foul. So Mora now with 15 rebounds and 20 points. Would love to make it 22 here to tie it up. That'll be Roswell's 13th foul, and Stokes picks up his 3rd. Aaron Mora getting the stomping feet of the Roswell fans. He'll shoot 2. Mora on the line is 2 for 3 for 67%. First shot is up, and it is no good. In and out. Boy, the crowd is on their feet roaring here at Coyote Gym in Roswell. A 2-point Roswell lead, 85-83, with 11.9 seconds remaining. Mora will get one more free throw, and the official talking to the rebounders there to get their masks up. You can bet on a full court pressure if Mora gets the free throw. Second shot is up. It's good. 21 points for Mora, 85-84. Timeout on the court for Coach Reeves and the Eagles. 11.9 remaining here in the first overtime. A 1-point Roswell lead. We'll keep it right here. We do have more games coming up next week. The final 2 games of district. Hobbs will play Clovis on Tuesday night at Tasker Arena. And the last game of the district schedule will be Friday night in Carlsbad. There will be no district tournament. 8 teams will make it to the state playoffs. 5 of those are district champs, just by record. And then they'll have 3 wild cards picked from the rest of the top division teams that are left in the mix. So all games important for all teams. And just because you might not be a district champ doesn't mean you couldn't get through the back door based on your strength of schedule and your record. So very important game here tonight for the Hobbs Eagles. Down by 1, 85-84, with 11.9 seconds left here in the first overtime. Scoring numbers so far for the Hobbs Eagles, Jalen Gore with 30 points. 21 for Aaron Mora, and 14 for Jesus Ramos, who fouled out. Those are the 3 double digits. For Roswell, Taman Barola, 39. 18 for Alonzo Acosta. And those guys have been making a living on the free throw line in this ball game, especially in this fourth quarter. Hobbs Eagles full court pressure defense, as you can imagine. Roswell basketball up by 1 on their backcourt baseline right. 85-84. They get it in to Stokes. Back over to Sanders, to Stokes on the far side. With 8 seconds, and Box rips out on him to get the foul to stop the clock with 7.4. Tyler Box, his 4th personal. 20 team fouls on the Eagles here in the second half alone. And some critical free throws for Roswell. Stepping up on the line is Rhett Stokes. He hasn't shot any yet in this game. Stokes on the season at 63%. The team came into this game at 73%. It's a very good free throw shooting team. Stokes' shot is up and good, a swish. He's got 9 points. The lead is now 2. Hobbs is not out of it yet. Even with the free throw here, they can hit a tray to tie it. That's what Roswell did at the end of regulation. They got fouled and hit it the hard way with 3 free throws from Barola. Second attempt now for Stokes with 9 points. 86-84. Shot is up, and it is good. The Eagles got to get a 3. 10 points for Stokes. The inbound to Gore. He'll dribble up the near sideline with 5, 4, 3. Spots up a 3, top of the arc, off the front of the rim, no good. Van Landingham rebounds, throws up a shot, the buzzer, it's no good. Roswell has won this one in their home court, 87-84 in overtime. A valiant effort for the Hobbs Eagles. Lots of energy up and down the court in this one. But unfortunately lose on the road in overtime by 3, 87-84. We'll take a 3-minute break and come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show on Cole 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Welcome back to Roswell. Unfortunately, the Hobbs Eagles losing tonight in overtime. Final score 87-84 to Roswell High, dropping to 1-3 in district. And Roswell escapes with a 4-0 record in this one. And the Eagles had a 3-point lead at the end of regulation. A foul on the last shot near half court by the Barola kid. He hit all 3 free throws to put this thing into overtime at 78-78. And, of course, 3 more points for Roswell in the overtime for the victory. So the Hobbs Eagles thought they were coming away with the victory here. It was a close, hard-fought battle and a very great effort for quite a few guys on the court in this one. Let's first of all look at the numbers for Roswell. Taban Barola, 39 points in this ball game, and an unheard of 19 of 19. Didn't miss a free throw from the charity stripe. He also had 6 rebounds. That kid was unstoppable, especially from the free throw line. He also hit some major 3-point shots in this one. He had a total of 4 trays in the ball game, and a couple of those coming in the fourth quarter. So definitely some damage with the shooting on the line and from the outside as well, even though he is one of the big kids for Roswell. Teammate Alonzo Acosta finished with a double-double tonight. He was 18 points, 13 rebounds, and was 6 of 10 from the charity stripe. Some other double-digit scoring, including Rhett Stokes. He had 10 points and 5 boards, went 2 for 2 from the stripe. Talon Sanders, the guard, had 8 points. He was 2 of 6 from the line with 4 rebounds. Freddie Anaya finished with 4 points, 1 of 2 from the line, hit a tray in the ball game. Also scoring for Roswell, Ivan Miramontes, 1 of 2 from the line for 1. Demaine Morales hit a tray for 3 total. TJ Fletcher with 4 points, 2 of 2 on the line, and 8 rebounds. 6 trays put through the hole for Roswell in this ball game, by the way. From the free throw stripe, 33 of 43 for 76%. That's the Coyotes shooting in this game. That's better than their season average at 73%. Roswell had 39 rebounds. They were led by Acosta's 13 and 8 by Fletcher, 6 for Barola and 5 for Stokes. And they had a total of 15 turnovers in the ball game. For your Hobbs Eagles, they had 3 in double digits and close to being 4. Jalen Gore, 30 points in this ball game. And definitely getting the job done on the free throw line as well. He went 9 of 10 for 90%. Also had 7 rebounds in the contest as they start to turn the lights out here at Coyote Gym. Hopefully not the ones that we're using right now. Also in big scoring numbers, Aaron Mora with a double-double. He had 21 points, 15 rebounds for the Eagles' cause, and was also 3 of 5 from the charity stripe. So those two guys combined for 51 of the Hobbs Eagles' 84 points. Jesus Ramos fouled out in the fourth quarter. He finished with 14 points, had 3 trays, and also 1-for-1 free throw shooting, plus those 3 rebounds. So Hobbs getting 3 in double digits. Michael Mackey with 9 points. He was 3 of 4 from the charity stripe with 4 rebounds. Ronnie Ross with 5 points, 1 of 2 from the line, and 6 rebounds. Cotré Morgan finishing up with 4 points, 2 of 3 from the charity stripe, and 5 rebounds. The Eagles finishing up with a total at 2 points, by the way, for Tyler Box on a bucket, plus 1 rebound. The Eagles had 8 scores in the books in this one. Very good free throw numbers, 19 of 26 for 73%. And they out-rebounded Roswell 41-39, thanks to those 15 boards from Mora, 7 for Gore, 6 for Ross, and 5 for Cotré Morgan. Eagles finishing with 15 turnovers, the same for the Roswell Coyotes. So again, your final score in overtime, 87-84. And by the way, in the overtime frame, Hobbs was able to score 9 points and a total, let's see here, I got those numbers wrong, I believe. That's Roswell finished up with 9 points, and the Eagles got 6. So a 3-point differential, the 87-84 final score in this one. So kind of a heart-crunching loss for the Hobbs Eagles. Thought they had the game won in the regulation with a 3-point lead. Half-court shot foul with Barola going to the line, and he continued to knock him down again, 19 of 19 in this ball game. Eagles will be back at home at Tasker Arena against Clovis on Tuesday. So make sure you're with us here at 6:50 pregame show. Tip-off around 7 o'clock. The last time these two teams played, that was a close one, too, a very low-scoring affair, 53-51, as Michael Mackey got that shot right over the rim in the paint at the buzzer to make sure that one did not go into overtime. So a 2-point win in that one. Aaron Mora finished up with 15 points and 8 rebounds in that victory, and Jalen Gore finishing with 11 points, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. So Hobbs picking up the win in that one. Clovis does have some pretty physical players. Bryson Goldsmith had 16 points, and he was 9 of 12 from the charity stripe. Elijah Garcia finished at 11 in that ball game with 3 rebounds. So a couple of guys are pretty decent. Although Clovis did get beat tonight by Carlsbad, the final in that one was 46-37. So right now Clovis is 1-3 in the district along with the Hobbs Eagles. So that is a very important matchup with those two teams. Let me quickly run down some of the other games tonight. Jal goes to 9-0 on the season as they got a big one over Tatum in boys action, 73-24. Artesia held on to a win over Lovington in Artesia, 58-56. We mentioned, too, the Hobbs JV getting the victory over Roswell, 91-86. On the girls' side, congrats going out to the Hobbs Lady Eagles. They're perfect in district now at 4-0 as they trounce Roswell 62-17. And also the Carlsbad Cave Girls getting the win over Clovis in girls' action, 49-25. I'd like to thank Ron Gunner getting us caught up on those. Final score again tonight here in Roswell, a nail-biter, overtime. Roswell 87, the Hobbs Eagles 84. Thanks to Evie Stuber back at the station for Ron Gunner on camera and all the scoring updates and some of the stats. Myself, Ty Friend. Have a great weekend out there, and we will see you Tuesday. By the way, tomorrow the Hobbs Lady Eagles will be at Tasker Arena for a makeup game against the Goddard Lady Rockets. 6:50 pregame show along myself and Brian Coltrane. That will be on our sister station, the Eagle 100.5, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Have a great weekend out there.